tinfoil hat. Oh, what the you guys even talking about?
Global controls will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We go deep, homeboy. Eric, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
And welcome to Tinfoil Hat, live from the Wise Wolf Gold and Silver Studios. Just go to samtripoli.gold, use the promo code TINFOIL, and you too can get it on the Precious Metals game for as little as $50 a month. I'm telling you, you want to solidify and stabilize your cash, get in the Precious Metals. And real quick before we get into it, I want to thank everybody who came, or everyone who came to the venue and watched live Word War Debate. The first one, big success, very excited. Thank you guys for joining us. Very excited to have our next guest on. As I tell you, I just took his supplements. I take them all the time, every day. And if I miss it, I feel it. I'm very excited to have him back on. Last time he was the one who brought up the venom, and then we had Dr. Brian Ardis on and really hammered that home. Very excited to have him back on. My good friend and yours, Tim James. How are you, Tim?
Fantastic. Life is an ecstatic explosion of joy and synchronicity, my friend.
Well said. I agree with that. I think we're living in a wonderful time, no matter how much the lizard people want us to be sad and depressed. Like I just went in between shows. I went inside and Dave's like, did you hear? I shot another person dead. I'm like, Dana, they just want you mad. They just want you mad. They want you to fight with each other. They want your vibrations low. Turn this off. How many times do they got to lie to you? They've lied to you about everything. It's ridiculous. Tim, for those who may not be familiar with you with your many appearances, I don't even know what appearance this is. This might be 5 or something. You might be in the 5 appearance club. Congratulations. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where our listeners can find you?
Yeah, for the newbies to me, I'm over here in Eastern Oregon on a farm, and I transformed my health about 15 years ago. I'd gained a whole bunch of weight as a business professional, as a financial advisor, and I was pooping blood for 2.5 years. That was very exciting and painful.
Rough. That's got to be rough.
I had eczema all over my body, and eating Tums and Rolaids 24/7 because I had a lot of acid reflux, not sleeping well, just kind of embarrassed about my skin because it looked terrible. I was actually bleeding through my shirts, and people would be like, as I'm doing like presentations on the whiteboard in a white t-shirt or in a white long sleeve shirt as a financial advisor, clients are like, "Hey Tim, your elbow's bleeding," and and then sometimes it was bad because it would dry and stick to the shirt, so then I'd have to go home and take a shower with my shirt on and get the shirt off easier, so it wasn't so painful. So that was my life for a long time. Pooping blood for 2.5 years. That was even more painful than what I just described. And then I finally had to be life flighted on a vacation down in Peru to get an emergency surgery, and I was, and what was causing all this? It was stress and processed foods. And so, like Sam just said, the first thing that we do over here is like, we're a coaching company. We help people. We coach them. We have developed chemical-free, non-toxic, nature-based products to help people detox and nutrify themselves. But the first thing that has to happen that I realized is that people have to, if they want to, not have to do anything actually, it's all a choice. But if you are wanting to heal, or if you want to take your health to the next level, or if you want to take your spiritual path to the next level, the first thing to look at is eliminating and reducing the stressors in your life. And then also some of them you can't remove, learning how to respond to them differently so they don't affect your nervous system. And a lot of us, especially guys, are just running through life going, oh yeah, it's like I'm not stressed out, even though you are. So, like if they talk about like a saber-toothed tiger attacking you, back in the day, and that puts you in fight or flight. Well, when you go into fight or flight, you drive up cortisol levels and you start blowing out your adrenal glands all the time because this is only supposed to be when you're getting chased or you're fighting something. Your whole life is not supposed to be running or fighting. The rest of the time you go into rest and digest mode. This is when you're actually consuming food and living your life. So the standard American crazy modern world and lifestyle with you wake up and your phone goes off and the doom and gloom on the news and all this stuff, it puts you into that fight or flight mode, like it or not. So your nervous system is treating it like that tiger's chasing you, and it's happening 24/7. So we've learned, and the one message I'd like to get across today is like, if you're struggling with your health, you want to lose weight, you're not sleeping good, you got stage 4, whatever, you've got fibromyalgia, Graves' disease, migraines, I mean, whatever, okay? You're not going to heal unless you can learn how to live a stress-free life. You have to learn how to be in the eye of the storm. And the eye of the storm is like when there's a 200-mile-an-hour hurricane. It's that hurricane's so large that when you're in the eye of the storm, the birds are chirping, the sun's out, and you can't even see, or you don't even know the storm's all around you. That's where we have to get to, Sam, if we're going to heal. Then the other stuff is like falling off a log easy. You know, we help people clean up the light in their home, the air in their home they're breathing, the water they're drinking, the food they're eating, the clothing they're wearing, the personal care products, and we just get people back to nature. And when they do that, the body self-heals.
I'm trying to find the guest that we had on. I can't remember her name, and my apologies. But still one of my favorite episodes that I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of people didn't watch. I knew they weren't going to watch it because it seemed to be a very female centric episode, but I thought it was so important. She was talking about how the human animal is the only animal that is in constant fight and flight, is constantly on the edge, and that has led to low fertility rates. Like women, it's very hard for them to get pregnant. It's very hard for them to have children if they're constantly in a high anxiety situation. And I thought it was such a great episode. I wish people would have gave it a chance because it really is part of this depopulation agenda that we see going on right now, this constant fear of what's around the corner. And, you know, I'm in recovery and I'm constantly talking to people I'm working with in recovery that the anxiety of what might happen tends to be worse than what actually goes down. So you got this big event coming. Oh, I hope it goes well. Oh my God, if it does go well, what's going to happen? Oh my God. The event it goes off well. Everything's fine. But the anticipation, I always talk about like in sparring. It's not that getting hit doesn't hurt, but usually the anticipation of the hit is worse than the hit. Unless you're like in a prize fight and stuff like that, then they're trying to knock your head off. But when you're learning to fight and you're learning to train, the anticipation of getting hurt tends to be 10 times worse than the actual hit. And that's kind
sounds
of
like a lot of people nowadays in relationship.
What's that?
I said it sounds like a lot of people in relationship nowadays.
Yep. We're constantly in fear. Like a big fear of mine is retirement. Like I'm a loosey-goosey running and gunning stand-up comic who's doing podcasting and stand-up comedy. And one of my biggest fears is that I'm going to drain my children's resources having to take care of me. So I'm constantly trying to figure out how can I have enough money so that my kids don't have to drain their own bank accounts to take care of me. Because sometimes when you live to a certain age, you live past your resources.
Life insurance.
Yeah, even with life insurance though, it's like it's kind of crazy, dude.
You know, with inflation, like when you get whatever, they give you a certain amount, but with time that amount ends up being not as much.
Yeah, you're totally right. Like, oh, I'm getting $3,000 a month in retirement. That sounds great, but in 20 years, that might not be able to cover half your bills.
And you probably need more medical bills, more stuff to take care of.
Yeah, it's crazy that we tax elderly. They cost us money for health care. It's just it's a completely upside down world. But yeah, I agree with you, man. The being able to manage anxiety and fear is such a big part of your spiritual journey. Especially, you know, like in recovery, I talk a lot about just letting go. I always tell, especially comedians, anybody, don't get lost in the results. Enjoy the journey. These are the good old days. You're going to look back at these as what a wonderful time it was, but you're so stressed out now you can't even take in the moment and enjoy the journey that is. your life right now. So I totally agree with you, Tim.
But you're actually bringing up a very interesting and important point, which is human beings have the ability to think of, if I take this action, then that could happen, right? So we can think into the future. That's one of the things that separates us from the other mammals and animals and creatures on this planet, is we can think ahead. If I do this, then what could happen? So if I go, kick the pit bull in the nuts, he might bite me. So you might choose not to do that, right? It's just kind of smart. Oh, if I put my hand on the burner, it'll burn my hand, and then my hand I'll have an injury. So that's the ability to think into the future. We also have the ability to think into the past. And that's good, because I remember, when I was a kid, I touched that burner and I burnt my hand, so don't do it.
Yeah.
So we have the ability to think into the future and into the past, but the reality is that those two things on a spiritual level don't even exist. All we have is right now, right now, right now, right now. In fact, I have a clock over there. It's, instead of noon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it says now, 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 now. Right? And so what you're talking about is somebody thinks about some event in the future, and then they start creating anxiety, but it's not even real. It's not even there yet. Right? So that ability to think into the future it's a good thing, because it can save us from burning our hand on a stove. But it can also hurt us if we're like, you know what? Once this happens, then I'll do that.
Yes.
Right? Like living in Win World. When this happens, then I'll do that. Once I get this big project done, then I'll then I'll start eating healthy. Once I land this new job, then I'll start taking my wife on dates. Or whatever, right? And so it's that future
tripping.
Yeah, and it doesn't even exist. So then you go in the past, and I've seen a lot of my coaching clients, stuff that's happened to them in the past, and they just keep reliving it and reliving it and reliving it. And it's like, I'm a loser. I screwed up. He beat me. She took all. She beat me, or whatever. Like going to the past and then using that as this. My dad did it. I watched him. He does it all the time. He's 80. Oh, I got huckleberry juice all over me. He had this guy that he bought some hay from, and he brought over this hay for the cattle. It was crappy. It wasn't and he's like, I'm never buying from him again. And then the next year he bought hay from him again. And then he just brought him more shitty hay. And he still talks about it. I'm like, Dad, that guy's dead. Like, he's been dead for 20 years, and he's getting just as mad today as he was back then. And what's he doing to his nervous system? He's destroying his health in the moment because he's in fight or flight, thinking about some dude that ripped him off 20 years ago.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
It's crazy. So that's another thing, is like living in the present moment. And I can tell you, I've worked with over 300 people with cancer in this coaching program, and being my friend Charles, who, those of you that have listened before, this is how I got into this, because my friend got diagnosed with cancer, and he healed himself naturally. No chemo, no surgery, no radiation. He's still alive. In fact, he's got a new gal, he's got a new baby, and he's like mid-50s, so he's even crazier than you, Sam.
Wow.
Like, you wait till his 50s, and he's starting all over again, and he did all that stuff. He did it naturally, and so all these what's cool is that what I've taught all these people that I've coached is what I learned when I was at the institute with him. They took his file out, and we were meeting with the psychologist, and the psychologist is looking at it, he's like, okay, and then he's like, so what are you doing here? And he's like, I've got cancer. And he's like, oh, well, congratulations. And he smiled. And Charles and I are both not into health at this point. Like, I'm 42 pounds overweight. He's 60 pounds overweight. He's got cancer. He's dying. I'm bleeding out my butt. I got skin issues everywhere. And we're just sitting there. And this guy just said, congratulations to your cancer. Like, I'm just sitting there going, I don't even know what's going on. I was like, are we in the Twilight Zone? What the hell's this guy saying? Like, my friend's got freaking cancer. And he said, Charles, you're one of the few people on this planet that actually gets an opportunity to actually live in the present moment, because now you're faced with your own death. And so now all of a sudden, all the stuff that doesn't matter that truly doesn't matter anymore.
You're so right, dude. I mean,
And he was
nobody
like,
wants
he was just
cancer, but
launched right to the now, brought right into the now. And what I've learned is that Charles's cancer diagnosis was his gift. And it was the universe saying, hey, dude, you're way out of control with your lifestyle, and you better pull the reins back and change course here. Otherwise, you're out of here.
Yeah.
And that was it. And so what I learned and I talked to so many people over the last 15 years, and I've stayed in touch with the directors at the Institute and stuff, and I've worked there, I've spoke there, I've done all kinds of stuff. And it's true. The people that when they get like a cancer diagnosis or they lose their loved one, they completely, it depends on how they look at it, but these people can have the opportunity to completely change their lives, and by doing so, they're handing out permission slips to everybody in their family, everybody in their friends, their community, and maybe if they get online or whatever, they can change the whole world from their story and their transformation. Now, some don't do that. Some just roll over and go, oh, I'm a victim. I'll go into the whole medical thing. You can cut, burn, poison. And some of that stuff might be necessary, and sometimes it does work. And there's also placebo effect. If you believe anything works, you have a 30% chance you can heal yourself from the power of the mind. But when somebody lives in the present moment, it's amazing. It's amazing. There's no anxiety in the present moment. Like, that's what dogs do. When dogs get into a fight, they're "Row!" And then what do? They shake, and then they calm their nervous system. It's over. Yeah. It's done. And they just go back to doing their thing. It's no big deal. But we live in that constant fight or flight like you're talking about. And it just wears people the F out, man. It just wears them out. And you don't have to do this. If you don't want to have that type of lifestyle, if this is resonating with it, you don't have to do that anymore. Like Sam said, just drop it. Let it go. Look at it like baggage. Like, I know when I fly into like Denver airport, it's like big and long and there's all these different places, and it's like, oh, you're at gate A. And then gate change, now you're at gate C, and it's like 20 minutes away. And imagine having like 5 or 6 big heavy bags, and you're like, shit. And then you got to lug that stuff to gate C. Oh, one more gate change, gate B. And now you got to lug it 15, 20. All that baggage that you're packing around, I guarantee you 100% it's not your stuff. You're packing around other people's baggage. Societal's conditioning, what your parents said, what your spouse might have said, friends. You're just trying to live up, and you're carrying around all this other crap that it's all belief systems. So if you can just drop it and literally walk away from it, you'll get instantly lighter, you'll feel better, and the anxiety and the depression just starts to fade.
Guys, I don't know if you heard, but Walmart is slowly and surely moving to using crypto to pay for goods. That is huge in the crypto world. And that's why you're going to start seeing crypto, I believe, possibly, most likely, start to shoot up. And if you're trying to find that cheap crypto that's cheap now, that has the potential to go boom, nuclear, you got to listen to one person only, and that's our good friend, James McMahon, and Copy My Crypto. Let me tell you about Copy My Crypto. Listen, the crypto markets, there's a lot of money to be made if you play it right, and you got to find the right coins, and no better person to listen to than my man, James McMahon, and Copy My Crypto. Guys, has it pissed you off to watch crypto fly up in price for over a decade and you still done nothing about it? Yeah, it makes sense. Crypto's complicated and real boring. Well, here's the good news. You don't need to know a thing about crypto to make money like so many have. The CopyMyCrypto.com membership site shows you the exact cryptos that YouTuber James McMahon personally owns, which means you just copy him, okay? It's like having a big brother who knows what he's doing. You don't need to know a thing about crypto or how to invest, as you just simply copy along. So let me tell you about James. James runs the Crypto with James YouTube channel, which has over 93,000 subscribers right now. In the summer of 2020, he told his viewers to buy 26 cryptos. Had you put $100 in each one, it went on to be worth over $123,000. That's a lot of money. Of the 26 cryptos, his top pick of the year, the one he singled out, called Phantom, went up 692 times. That one call alone retired a number of people, including guys and gals in their 20s and 30s. Remember, this is public knowledge. You can go to YouTube and verify for yourself. If you'd like to join the 2,800 members who copy James, then pause what you're doing right now and head over to copymycrypto.com/TFH. That's copymycrypto.com/TFH. Okay, you'll not only find proof of everything that I've said, but our viewers get full access for just $1. Okay, yes. You missed out on Bitcoin. Maybe a little bit by chunks. But you know, there's over 2 million other cryptos. Do you really think you miss out on all of them? Guys, don't waste any more time. Go to the site and read it. Okay, once again, that's copymycrypto.com/TFH. It's ended money worries for so many. It just may do the same for you. And we thank James for sponsoring the show. Guys, listen, the fiat currency system is going to crash. You can't just keep printing money. And that's why the money you got to stabilize that. And the best way to do that, precious metals. Okay. Buy now and just watch it soar. So we want you to go to samtripoli.gold. We want you to check out our good friends at Wise Wolf Gold and Silver. Let me tell you about Wise Wolf Gold and Silver. If you're paying attention, you know that de-dollarization is real. Fiat is fake, and you don't want to be left holding the bag when the dollar collapses. Gold and silver has been money through all of recorded history and are an excellent way to protect yourself from inflation and geopolitical turmoil. That's why I trust my friends at Wise Wolf Gold and Silver for all things precious metal. Veteran owned and an A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau. No transaction is too big or too small, and you can even roll over your 401k or IRA into physical gold and silver. And if you think you can't afford precious metals, think again. With the Wolf Pack monthly membership program, you can get gold and silver delivered directly to your door for as little as $50 a month. Wise Wolf Gold and Silver also deals in and accepts Bitcoin. So go to samtripoli.gold, promo code tinfoil at checkout to receive free constitutional silver. And remember, in the world of bulls and bears, be the wolf. I was having a conversation with a very good friend of mine about initial reactions versus actions on that initial reaction, right? So, like, I have my father's wiring. My father, who I love with all my, you always hear people say, if you could do it all over again, would you want your same parents? 100%. I would love to have the same parents. It's made me who I am today. And my father was a blessing in my life. He was a guy who had a big heart, but he had so much trauma in his life. He lived in scarcity. And, you know, so I have his wiring in me. And his wiring is someone's trying to f me over. That's how I live and through the blessing of recovery and just working on myself and this show, even Zero back in the day, my spiritual podcast, I was able to understand that just because I think something doesn't mean it's real. Okay. And you're never going to ever be able to really control your initial response, right? You're always going to be, but then you got to go, I don't know if that's real or not. I don't know if, you know, like when we had Von Galt, like she was in like the first 100 episodes, right? Like she said, you know, she dropped so much knowledge on me, you know, about just like this reality of like, if somebody's messing with you, you know, they're probably messing with everybody. Yeah. It's not a personalized thing. It's and the old saying is, you know, if you sit at the bed of the river long enough, you'll see the bodies of your enemies float by. And bro, when I heard that changed everything. It's just the point of this little rant I'm going on is that, you know, you're going to have these initial reactions. Doesn't mean you have to act on it. And you just have to understand it and then kind of push it out. And you have to train yourself to download a new operating system of how you interact with society, the world around you, and all that stuff. And it's just the best reaction is no reaction. Like the saying, real G's move in silence, right? Like that's such a true thing, dude. It's like, yeah, maybe this guy isn't like the nicest person to you, but most likely he's not nice to everybody. And it's probably not personal. You see that a lot in comedy bookings. You'll see a booker takes over, let's say, the Comedy Store. This has nothing to do with Rose. She's killing it right now. She's fucking wonderful. She's exactly what that place needed. But let's say we're going to make up a booker, Bobby the booker, right? And Bobby has his view on comedy. You don't necessarily fit in that. Suddenly your spots are going down to nothing and you're taking it personal. When in reality, he's probably doing that to a lot of people. And you'll eventually hear other people complaining to the point Bobby's no longer there.
Also, if you reliably react one way to insults, then that person controls you. They own you, dude.
I totally agree with that, dude. 100%. It's how
you're instantly when somebody throws that baggage on you, you have the opportunity to pick it up or not. That's a choice.
Yeah, I agree.
You're going to pick up. It's all their stuff too.
Yeah,
I agree.
And I've had people like the rip-off people that I've been taken advantage of with. I found out later that the exact same thing they were accusing me of was what they were actually doing to me. Shit. This has happened multiple times from men and women in my life, and I was like, "Oh shit." Yeah, so picking up other people's baggage that's a choice. And you were right. That you said operating system. Another word for that is belief system or definitions.
Yes.
So whatever your beliefs are, like, are these politicians in the news bad? Well, I've learned that everything's a neutral prop. It really is. It's like, no, they're not. They're choosing darkness. That's okay. But without them choosing darkness, it wouldn't polarize me so much to choose the light. When you go outside, if you guys anybody listening ever gets to go somewhere up in the wilderness where there's no lights and get away from the city, that'll get you closer to God real quick. Oof, you look up at the dark night sky and you see those stars shining so brilliant, and you realize that you're part of all this, and it's just immense and cool and amazing. But you have to understand that those stars would not be able to shine so bright if it wasn't for the darkness. Period. So we have that's the duality. There's going to be darkness and there's going to be light. And right now on Earth, man, it's highly polarized. It's a very exciting time. So I think the lesson for us right now is like, we all signed up for this, otherwise we wouldn't be here. So
I agree.
Let's just look at it as not so much bad, but as contrast and saying, okay, because of that, then I'm going to go do this. A perfect example is that organization, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. That woman's daughter was killed by a man drinking and driving, and out of her daughter's bedroom, she created that whole organization to bring awareness and save millions of lives to stop people from drinking and driving. That organization wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for the darkness that came out of her daughter's death.
And I've been to one of those, and it's sad. And you think
Were you drunk?
I got a DUI, and you have to go to those meetings. It's part of the program, and you go, and you don't think it's funny. Be like, oh, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, whatever. But when you see that mom cry and you shake her hand, you're like, holy, I need to, it was a lesson learned. Like, and you
I don't
see
even know how people drink and drive anymore with Uber.
Well, dude, there are videos on YouTube of when they first created the drink driving laws in the UK, interviewing people on the street who are like drunk about to get in their cars. And the attitude has changed so radically because of Mothers Against Drunk Driving and those publicity campaigns. I mean, it used to be everybody was kind of defiant. They were like, "Oh, what's the big deal, man? I've done it a million times." I mean, they're just these guys being interviewed, and it's like I'm fighting for my rights.
Yeah. I didn't see the UK one. I see the American one.
It's the same thing. Yeah,
these guys are like, "It's my right. After work, I should be able to drink a beer on the road," and you're just like, whoa.
I mean, it's so radically changed how people think about that.
Did you ever see the guy that said he wasn't drinking and driving because he would pull over, drink, and then drive? But again, going back to Von Galt and what she told me, we got to get her back on the show. She hasn't been on in years.
Yeah,
but
really, ages.
We have to have her back on. But, what she was saying that is like everything is a learning moment, right? So when things don't go your way and you want it to go another way, what is the universe trying to teach you? And I think that's one of the biggest things I've ever learned in my life. It's like, don't look at this as a super negative. Go, why did this not go the way I wanted to? What is the universe trying to tell me? And she said it, and it stuck with me. And I've said it in a million recovery meetings. It's like, the universe warns you, and then it shows you. And we know people. I have a very good friend of mine. He's probably going to listen to this episode. He had his daughter's baby's daddy got drunk and killed three people on a highway. And I guarantee you that wasn't the first time he did that. And he probably got a ton of warnings. And I always, I'm not going to say the name of the guy, the person, but there was a comic out there that had a very, very, very high publicity moment that involved possibly being drunk. And I go, dude, this you got out of that clean. That is the universe warning you that if you continue down this path, bad things are going to happen. And sometimes the warnings you can come back from. Sometimes when the universe shows you, you can come back from it, and sometimes you cannot. And I thank God that never happened to me when I was using and abusing, that I might have hurt somebody. So yeah, I'm with you, Tim. I totally agree on that. It's how you process information that is coming your way that is everything.
Another way of looking at what you just said, which it's stuck with me, is when something happens, people have probably heard this before, things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you.
Yes.
So you might see something that's you would consider very negative. What I've learned is that when that stuff happens, if you look around and you stay alert and you look for the good, it will show itself. Okay. So when something really, really bad happens, I'll give you an example. So I had this guy who was my webmaster. I have an e-commerce business. I'm not a tech guy. I've learned a lot of tech. I know enough now I could actually run a company, which we do, but I'm not in the weeds anymore, right? So I had this guy running my business. He dies. and it's a long story. We could probably talk about it, but so I'm hiring these people, and I kind of need to get somebody. So I hired this one guy, and he was a certain way. Well, then I had this other contractor that was doing some work for me, and I'm out there working with him, putting metal on the roof and doing all this stuff, and everything looks good, and he's helping out around the house. He actually brought my mom some flowers and one night, just being nice to my mom here on the farm, and she's in her 80s, and okay, that's cool. Kind of becoming like a family friend. I really want to help him. And the guy literally ripped me off for just a bunch of cash, never finished the job. And then when I went back out there and looked at some of the stuff he did without me, we had to redo it. And it cost me another $19,000 to have a contractor come out and redo brand new siding that we just put on, because it was stupid. And so I called him on, and he was working with he had my son was doing some stuff. And he's like, hey, I want Kyle's going to come over and help me on this roof. And I was like, no, he can't. I'm like, he can't help you, Josh. I he hurt his back, and he can't do it. He hurt it in jiu-jitsu or something, because him and I were doing jiu-jitsu that summer. And I was like, he's not going to throw shingles. He's not doing it. He can't. He's like, well, that's bullshit. The human body is meant to take a beating and punishment, and it's resilient. And I'm like, what are you talking? And he just started yelling at me. He'd never yelled at me before. And that energy was sticking with me, that frequency. He blasted it into me, and I said, well, I'm sorry, but my son's not coming over. And then he just completely disappeared, left his tool belt here and some other stuff because he ran off, and I never heard from him again. Literally just disappeared. And then out of the woodwork, he's ripping off all these other people. Oh yeah, he ripped me off for $5,000. He took $5,000 from his girlfriend's dad. It was all over the place.
What a horrible way to live your life.
Yeah, and he's probably in some other town doing the same thing. But what ended up happening was that web guy that I hired, the new one, I'd had him for 2 years, and he was trying to take credit for all this stuff, and he wanted to talk about himself all the time, and how great he was, and I know that guy, and I did this, and I worked with him, and I did that, and it's everything, anybody that got brought up, he was the star, and he had to. Well, I finally called him out on something, and he gave me the exact same energy as the contractor guy. And if it wouldn't have been for that contractor guy, I would have been in fear, and I would have kept him around, because I would have been, oh, it's okay, dude, it's okay, just chill out, and I would have been like that. Right. But since I had that, and I realized what they were the same person, I said, this is the end of our relationship. Done. And I fired him, and I moved on. I moved on to a different company, and then finally I got screwed by them too. So now we went in house on everything. So now we're in control of everything.
It's just crazy out there how people are just living in scarcity.
Yeah, but that $19,000 mistake, or that learning lesson paid huge, because after I got unrolled all the stuff that the marketing guy had done, I mean, there was between him and this other agency, there was like $280,000 that either got wasted or ripped off over a 2-year period.
Oh my God.
I mean, I could have finished my house with that money, you know?
Oh my!
And so at that time, and it's not like I'm an idiot business owner, but I guess I kind of was. But I was doing hospice care for my mom for all that time. My mom fell. She was taking care of my dad. I moved here to help her take care of my dad. And then right after that, she falls. I don't know if you remember all this. And then I'm taking care of her and him. And then right after 8 months of recovery and you know, and all that therapy and stuff, she's doing great. And then cancer all over her body, turbo cancer. They were completely jabbed to the gills. And I had to go through that. And, you know, I help, dude, it's exhausting. And just pause for a moment. Anybody out there doing hospice care, I've always said, my hat's off to you. You're unbelievable people. And if I could just 10x that sentiment right now, because now I've actually been through it, it's exhausting. And I'm super healthy and I try to take care of myself, but I just lay down. Oh, she's in bed. Okay, 10:30, I'm going to bed. My bedtime's like 10, you know. And then the phone rings. Tim, I got to go potty. And I got to get back up, put on my snow boots, tromp through the snow, go help her and hustle, because she's got to go to the bathroom, you know. And it's like, and then after my mom passed, it took like 2 months before all of a sudden I was like, I felt relaxed again, like this. Whew, I was like, oh my God, like, holy crap, 2 months. And then I started realizing I had some of my time back. I'm like, oh, fuck, I forgot. I wasn't doing that anymore for myself, and I wasn't doing that anymore. So I started adding back in these things I learned over the last 15 years to have a healthy body and feel amazing. And so anyway, anything that's negative, if you look for it, it will show up.
Yes.
If I would have kept that dude around, it could have been millions of dollars. He would have, and now I'm fully confident. And what I did was, I did the exact same thing that I tell everybody with their health: pick up the reins, take control. Even when I'm coaching people, I'm like, look, you're the captain. I'm just here to guide you. That's it. I'm going to guide you and inspire you from my own transformation and healing. And I've coached 750 people, and I'll make things easy for you and lead you to the water so you can drink it. But you actually have to take action in this physical world, and you have to take a drink. You got to take action. You're going to change your life. And I finally did that with that part of the marketing stuff and all the web stuff. And I'm like, I'm taking all that responsibility along. I'm not stupid. I'll learn it. I'll figure it out. And that's what I did. And now I'm completely confident in that area of my life too. And I was living like a little, little fraidy cat, and it cost me dearly.
Johnny, am I wrong in this? That's kind of along the lines of faith without works is dead. But I feel is dead. Like, I feel like you have to engage, you have to attack, you have to, I always tell people who are new to recovery, like, do a goal list and shoot for the stars. Shoot for the stars. Write down the craziest shit you would love to do, and you'll be amazed at how many of those things you'll actually get done. If I'm trying to find my old goals list from during the pandemic and all the things I wanted to do, and I can't tell you how many of them come true.
My girl the other day, she did a visionary board. She got with her friends. Yeah, she got with her friends, and they did a visionary board. She came and put it in.
Did she have a wedding ring?
Was it getting knocked up by a Mexican?
There was a baby in there.
Oh, really?
but I mean, I've never made one, but they claim,
women are great about that.
They claim that it does work. One of her friends was like, "Dude, I did all my goals. You look at it every day." So I mean, I mean, it's a good start.
Well, especially recovery, it's just like, it's like, okay, you're getting recovered, which is great. It's very important. You're gonna stop sabotaging yourself. That's great. But what are you gonna do now? Because it's kind of, I always say this, like, it's amazing how easy it is to walk to your dreams when you stop shooting yourself in the foot. It's really, it's kind of amazing. And the difference between the haves and the have-nots is, one, the haves believed it could happen, and two, they took action to make it happen.
Yeah.
And a lot of
that
people.
That second part is big too. The taking action part.
It's everything, because, you could be, we have a very good friend who I consider to be the funniest guy I've ever met in my life. And he just thought he was so funny that they would find him. And they should have found him, but they didn't. And he just waited around, and time just passed.
It passes fast.
And it passes. My kids are almost 6 years old. They're almost 6. Just 12 more years of
Good Lord.
child support.
Do you think?
I just remember when you called me and you were like, I got kids on, or a kid or kids on the way.
Yeah.
I need to get in shape.
We've been friends for a while. Yeah,
That's
dude.
how we met.
I got to get in shape. I stopped partying. I cut out, and I'm cutting out all my vices. I'm down to breathing. That's what it is.
Do you think we tried to get in this on Broken Sim, but we weren't in the right kind of headspace for it? Do you think that time is passing more quickly because of how old you are, or is that a general phenomenon? Like I asked my parents if they felt when they were my age that time was just blinking like this, and they were like, both were like, not really, actually, no. What do you think? Do you feel it's gotten like?
I feel the older you get, the faster the day goes.
But do you think it's more about older than, or is it something we're all as humanity are feeling? Because there are some people who think that we're like losing time, is what I'm getting at.
It's definitely possible.
So okay, so you like what Johnny said. So when you were our age, at 30, 40, you can say that now time's faster, still faster.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah.
Like it's still faster.
I think a day in terms of a unit of your life gets smaller and smaller.
Right, but when you were 35, because XG and I both feel
I feel it's fast. Like right now it's
blinking.
crazy.
Did you feel that when you were 35 already? Were you feeling like, damn, everything's gotten away from me?
I can't imagine it getting faster. Is what I mean. Johnny trying to say. Like, I can't
don't
imagine.
know if I go, wow, time's going fast, but I it's like I remember, I was just in New Jersey at the Dojo of Comedy for New Year's. Thank you to everybody who came out to that. And, I was sitting there with Joey Diaz, and we were just talking about the old days. And it was like, and all the young comics were like, you guys used to do that? You're like, yeah, dude, that was regular. That was on the regular. But that was so long ago. And I remember being bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in L.A., and now I'm the old man. And now there's kids my age that showed up and are 25, 23 years old. And it just flies, dude. So I don't know if it's going faster. I think the older you get, the faster it goes.
I think with kids, it does make it faster, though.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I do think the kids...
It's no longer about your birthday. It's about their birthdays.
Yeah.
And now you measure your time. Like I go, oh, my kids are almost 6 now. Like that's the measurement of time.
The phones have helped with that too, because you can just look back at a moment and see it, and you're like, man, was that not like 2 weeks
Dude,
ago?
those Facebook memories can f with your head. Especially if it's like 8 years ago and you're still doing the same shit. You're like, oh God.
So it's like BK or AK, before kids, after kids, your life.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about having kids is
the AK lifestyle.
AK is like when you think about your memories before them, you still feel them in the memory. That's very weird. Way before they were born, you still feel their presence. Like they were always with you the whole time.
That feels meaningful, right? Like maybe they were.
Maybe they were, Guys, a huge issue in 2026 is healthcare bills. It's out of control. And guess who's trying to help us? crowdhealth.com. Listen, it's an open enrollment, the season where health insurance companies hope you'll blindly sign up again for overpriced premiums and confusing fine print. Don't just take someone else's word for it. Trust yourself and take control of your future with Crowd Health, the healthcare alternative for people who make their own decisions. Stop playing the health insurance game. Join Crowd Health, a community of people funding each other's medical bills directly. No middleman, no networks, no nonsense. Guys, I can't tell you. Every week, Dana comes up to me. She's like, "Your health bill went up. Your health insurance bills went up. It went up and went up, went up, went up. It's out of control and it's ridiculous. We got to work together on this."
With Crowd Health, you can get health care for under $100. You get access to a team of health bill negotiators, low-cost prescription and lab testing tools, as well as a database of low-cost, high-quality doctors vetted by Crowd Health. And what if something major happens? That's a logical question to ask. You pay the first $500, then Crowd Health steps in to help fund the rest. Crowd Health feels like the options we used to have before Obamacare messed everything up.
Ain't that the truth?
And of course, you'll join the crowd, a group of members just like you who want to pay for each other's unexpected medical events. The system is betting you'll stay stuck in the same overpriced, complicated mess. And this year, it's even more complicated because most of the ACA subsidies expire, which means your prices are going sky high. So far, Crowd Health members have saved over $40 million in healthcare expenses because they refuse to overpay for healthcare.
This open enrollment, take your power back. Join Crowd Health to get started today for $99 for your first 3 months using the code TINFOIL at joincrowdhealth.com. That's joincrowdhealth.com, promo code TINFOIL. Crowd Health is not insurance. Opt out. Take your power back. This is how we win. Join crowdhealth.com now, and we thank them for sponsoring our show. Guys, yeah, Christmas, brutal. I bought gifts for everybody. I bought gifts for people I don't even know, okay? And I'm like, I'm going to cut back on spending. Sounds great. Sounds great. Financial resolutions are great. But let's be real. Budgets don't reset on January 1st. Between post-holiday credit card bills and getting back to your regular routine, cash is tight. And that's where Upside comes in. The free Upside app gets you cash back on gas, groceries, dining, the three things draining your wallet right now. Over 100,000 participating locations means cashback opportunities are everywhere you already go. Look at it. Dude, we're looking at all these. Look at all these opportunities for cash back. Almost everywhere you turn, there's somewhere that lets you use the Upside app, okay? And yes, it's cash back. Not points you'll never use, not credits that expire. Money you transfer straight to your bank account. Here's how it works. Open the app, claim an offer, pay with your card like normal, and get paid. That's it. Easy peasy. Nothing's easier than that. You'll earn 3 times more cash back with Upside than with loyalty programs or credit card rewards alone. And this is the crazy part. Users earn $1 million in cash back every single week. And unlike other programs, you can stack Upside with your existing credit card and loyalty rewards. That's a double, bang, bang, pow right there, man. I mean, it's amazing, dude. XG can't stop talking about how much he loves using it.
Dude, I get 16% off of Little Caesars sometimes.
What?
Cash back, 16% cash back.
That's like giving it away, dude. It's crazy. Thank you, Upside. Upside has given back $1 billion to its users. To find out how much you can earn, download the free Upside app and use the promo code TINFOILHAT to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using the promo code TINFOIL, dude. Cash back, extra cash back. We love it. Thank you, Upside. And thanks for sponsoring the show.
It's really interesting. I'm like, whoa. Well, the first thing is like when we're looking at time as a concept, it's a human construct, right? And like I said, there really isn't anything. There is no time because all we have is right now. Try to go somewhere else. What else do you have? All we have is like right now, right now, right now, right now, right now. Yes, there's a clock and things are happening, but this is a construct, I believe, so we can have this human experience. But the reality is there is no time. Here's an example that I was given. You guys have probably been out in public or something, and you ran into a old lifelong friend, maybe from childhood, and you're like, oh shit, what's up? And you get to hang out, and it's been like 2-3 hours, you're talking, you get caught up, and you're like, oh shit, I gotta go. And you're like, that 3 hours felt like 15 minutes, didn't it?
Yep.
Right? Because it was just like you were in the moment.
Yeah.
You were right there present.
Yes.
Right? So the cool thing is literally on a physical level, what I was taught is that you've literally only aged 15 minutes versus somebody else who's like in detention. That 3 hours, they've actually aged 3 hours, or if it felt like 8 hours to them, they've aged 8 hours. Right? So when you're following your excitement and your joy and your passion, you love what you do and you love every moment and you're doing the best you can, you're taking action on that in this physical world, and you're not insisting on any type of an outcome. You're not attached to outcome, and you live in that present moment. You don't age like everybody else, right? And time goes really quickly. So it feels much faster when you're living in the moment, right?
That's a really, really powerful statement right there, and it's kind of this thing that I've been getting into. Again, the Outside Minds podcast came on and they said something to me that really clicked with me. And that is, are you aligning your free will with God's plan? And, and it's kind of this thing where like the real important things in life take time. And we live very much in an instant gratification culture. And you look at everything that's kind of destroying people. It's that quick fix, kind of get it now, fast money, fast sex.
Ozempic.
Everything like that is like, how bad do you want? Then you look at the things that really mean something. Like when someone tells you, hey, I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu, right? That means they put in 10 years into mastering a craft. And that's why you respect the shit out of that.
Or they had a personal trainer 5 days a week.
Yeah, I mean, like whatever. even if you said I went 5 days a week, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of dedication to a single skill, to master that skill. And then do you take that discipline into other things in your life? Like that to me is the key. And so it's like this kind of desire by our culture to kind of prop up adult film stars. Like to make that, like everyone's interviewing adult film stars. Now, I did it back in the day, but they were more like outlaws. They were wild ones. Now they're trying to make it seem like a honorable profession. And the reality is it will never be, because it's the most basic of basic things. You could have a cavewoman come out who's hot, not have any skills, and she could become an adult film star. There's it's instant gratification. That's why. No one's gonna ever look at it like it's shaman shit. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like a camera, close off, I'm there. There's no actual got to go through it to get to it kind of, journey. And that's a big thing. So like these things that people want in their lives, it's like you're gonna have to go through it. It's gonna take time. And even when we looked at like people getting doctrines, and maybe we don't look at them the same way as we used to, because we've just seen that there's a lot of brainwashing involved with that, a lot of false narratives, a lot of behind closed doors payoffs that involved with a lot of this stuff. A lot of them become just drug dealers. Right.
Black belts and bullshit, basically. I mean,
black belts and bullshit. Like, I hate to say it, and I'm not here to disrespect anybody, but a lot of doctors are just regurgitating what their professors told them to regurgitate. No disrespect to them, because there are great doctors out there fighting to get the truth out. We've had them on our show. We respect the shit out of them. But it's like when I asked like a pediatrician one time, why do kids have to get Hep B shots when they're born, and they didn't have an answer for it? That let me know everything I needed to know. And you still respect them putting in the time and all that stuff. But like anything that's instant gratification, becoming big on TikTok, all that stuff, there's no hero's journey involved. And that's a big deal. And so many people run. Like, even in comedy now, you're seeing these guys in comedy for 3 to 5 years and they're playing theaters. You're not going to learn that craft. There's a reason why it takes 10 years for a stand-up comic to become great. I was even watching this guy. I'm not going to say his name. I have zero problems with him. But there's a lot of people don't like him because he went from open mics to theaters like this. He jumped the whole comedy club circuit and went right to theaters. And I watched him in this video with these funny guys. They do this kind of weird conspiracy. It's funny. They do it in a weird way. A lot like my friend Steve Randolph was doing for a little while with his content. But this guy's in it, and he's playing off the guy who is always in the video, and he totally the comic kills the bit. He not good, like crushing it, but bad as he didn't play along with the bit, and it really soured the video because he hasn't been in comedy long enough to understand what's happening, and his ego got in the way. and you don't learn that. You don't the journey to your destination. It kills your ego. It's an ego killer. Because once you get to this place, you realize how much hard work you had to put in, and there's an appreciation for what you have when you're just handed it to it. That's why they have the worst attitudes, because that ego hasn't been killed. So you have to go through it, guys. That's the whole point of this thing. It's like you can do whatever you want. It's like that thing about transurfing, right? It's like, it's like this idea that there's everywhere all the time, all at once. That movie there's a million versions of you. You can be any of them. It's just like, how much time do you want to put in? There is a reality, a dimension where XG is president of the United States. There is that dimension where XG got to become president of the United States in some way, somehow. But does XG want to put in all that work to get to that? If there's another reality where he's just as happy, if not happier,
without doing as much work,
being the greatest snowboarder of all time.
Yeah, see, it's happening.
Right, whatever that is. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm talking about. What's going to make you happy, and what do you got to do to get there? And that's the difference between haves and have-nots, in my humble opinion. And that's the difference between being in the moment, understanding you're on a journey, and not to get lost in the results, but to get excited about the journey. And that's my opinion. That's all I got to say. All right, thanks.
Is he on?
Mic drop.
So we talked to Topher a little bit about this. Your thoughts on what RFK's doing? RFK's doing. He took vaccine schedules down from like 60 or 70 down to 18. He's reclassified the food groups, the food pyramid. He got rid of a lot of the junk in there, and he's replaced it with what he believes is healthier foods. Any thoughts? Any hope? Anything?
Well, if your child's sick in the middle of the night, are you going to call him to help you?
No.
You going to call Trump?
No.
So the bottom line is it's like me taking the responsibility for my health, or me taking the responsibility for running the marketing side of my business, is that people have to take responsibility for their lives. Somebody else, if you're waiting for politicians to do anything for you, my humble opinion is that all of that stuff is just WWE wrestling.
Yeah,
it's a big show.
K-Fab.
Period. Like, because I see so many people that are, and no offense to them whatsoever, and a lot of them are my friends, but I just tell it how it is and how I see things, okay? And I use a lot of common sense. And a lot of people are out there, they're in the political world, yet they're saying mainstream media is garbage, it's trash, it's terrible, it's bad, it's corrupted, it's polluted, shut the news off, yet they're giving their version of the news. And by talking about those politicians and talking about this and talking about the wars and talking about all this stuff, all they're doing is propagating it and pushing out more. And the bottom line is if you think the news is corrupt, then why would you spend any time talking about or lifting up a politician that's on the news? Because by definition, if the news is corrupt, they're only going to allow corrupt people on there unless it's somebody they can use as a useful idiot. Or in some cases, possibly take their life, like Dr. Rashid Buttar. That guy was allegedly poisoned when he went to CNN, right? And I was at his awards dinner banquet deal after he passed, and stuff like that. So I don't get into any of that stuff anymore. I don't care about it. I take responsibility for myself, what's going on in my home, in my town, in my home community. That's where I live. And I got people all the time trying to say, oh, well, this happened and we're taking over Venezuela. And I'm like, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. I'm going to sit in front of my red light, my infrared light, and I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to go exercise. I'm going to work out. I'm going to drink my green juice. I'm going to take care of my dad. I'm going to set his pharmaceutical pills out because that's what he wants. That's his reality. And I'm going to support him because he's a free man and he gets to choose. I'm going to take care of my father. I'm going to take care of the chickens. I'm going to take care of the ducks. I'm going to call my kids. I'm going to love on my team. I'm just going to keep trying to be a better version of myself. And by doing that, I think what I'm doing from my heart is resonating out these frequency bubbles to balance out and build a better world, and to add good vibrational frequency to the total consciousness. That's what I can do. So if you're waiting for some politician, my opinion is like, good luck. Like it's the Matrix. It's a bunch of BS. If somebody is, it's like me, or like what you guys have seen. You guys have had doctors on, right? That they're trying to change the medical industry, or they've been trying to change it for 20, 30 years inside of the broken industry. Good luck. You think you're going to fix politicians and that system becoming a Republican or a Democrat? Like it's a broken system. The system that works is nature, and we are part of nature, and human beings are tribal. What does that mean? Well, we need each other. You know, if you look at the blue zones, the people that live the longest on this planet, they quiz them, they go through all this stuff. The number one reason why people live long time is they have lifelong friends. They have tight, close, loving relationships with people that love and care about them and support them. That is the number one thing for longevity. And that's the one thing that's slowly been evaporating. We used to have front porches. People hung out in the front porch. Now the front porches, they're not building them anymore. You got a small back porch, and you got the fences up, and everybody's hiding from everybody. Right? We need people. We need community. We need to do it local. It's not going to happen on a TV screen or on your TikTok or your Instagram feed. Waiting. Oh, look, RFK's doing all this stuff. Yay. Okay, great. But how is that really affecting your life? Do you need somebody to take the poison from 70 down to 18? Or maybe you just don't have your kid get any at all?
Yeah, I want to move to a state where...
Isn't that easier?
Yeah.
Like, does it really matter if there's 2,000 jabs or there's 30 jabs or 10? It doesn't matter, because shouldn't you get to choose? Like and now they're just kind of openly showing like all this stuff is poison and it's killing people. I mean, Dr. Paul Thomas, he's right here in Oregon. He gave his license up. He had one of the largest pediatric clinics in the United States. And when he noticed that he had too many statistically autistic kids, he did a complete survey and clinical research on his 10,000 kid patient population. And what did he find? He found out that the kids that were jabbed were way sicker than the kids that weren't. Not even close. Statistical. There's no way you could go against it. And then, he doesn't even have his license anymore. And I think he's out writing a book or doing a documentary on it now. And he got chastised. You're not going to change things in the current system. You have to get back to the natural systems of the thing. Create your own system. So that's my thing. I'm not going to, I was like, if people want to believe in those people and they're going to change things, and that's a valid choice too. And I 100% and support your choice, because you have free will and you get to choose whatever reality you want. But that is not the reality that I subscribe to at all. I'm not waiting for anybody to do anything for me. I will take the reins and do it myself.
I completely and utterly agree. I'm trying to write this bit about how they just keep passing laws and I just keep doing the same shit. They just keep passing more and more laws. And I'm not changing anything. If I change something, it's because I want to change it in my life. Not drinking, not doing drugs, not watching pornography. All those things that I'm consistently working on. You can pass any law. Like, dude, don't listen. Being on your phone, texting is a dangerous thing. Do you know I see constantly on their phones while they're driving? Cops. Every time I drive by a cop, he is on his fucking phone texting or Instagram or something like that. It's like
everybody is, dude. I see it all the time.
It's so, and you could tell when they're driving super slow, you get past them, they're like, it's like, get off your fucking phone, man.
I've got a guy from high school that has totaled at least 3, maybe 4 rigs in the last 4 years doing that.
That's crazy.
That is,
he can't stop. He just got pulled over. He pulled into a retail establishment, and 2 cop cars pulled up behind him, and they said, "Are you drunk?" And it was like 8 a.m. He's just going there to get some tools and stuff, and he's like, "No." He goes, "Well, we got reports that you were all over the road." Like, and then, a couple weeks later, completely totals his truck, wipes out a post and stuff. And then a year later, he did the same thing. He did it down in California, he did it down in Portland, he did it here locally. I'm literally driving home, and I see this car behind me almost go off the road. I look behind him. It was him behind me, that other contractor guy that ripped me off. He even said, dude, he was almost in the ditch. I saw him. This was before he was. And then another friend of mine who was a nurse said she passed him on the road and he almost went in the ditch. Like people are on their phones, man. They can't get off of them.
That's where they come in, the government and Elon. You know, they step in with self-driving cars. You don't use your phone all you want. We'll just get you there. And if we want to stop you, we just turn your car off.
Do you see Vegas now has underground tunnels for Teslas only?
Yeah, they've had that for a while.
Yeah.
Did you drive through them, Johnny?
No, I have not.
Did you just big dick it over there?
No, it's not. It's like Tesla's it's a transport service where you get in a Tesla that transports you in this tunnel. It's not.
You can't just drive down there?
I don't think so. I don't drive in Vegas, so I fly there always.
They are trying to make it like the way Sam's talking about, where you're supposed to go in there, like leave your car, and then like
they've talked about that. They've talked about all kinds of shit that nobody's done. So I don't know.
They're always talking about shit nobody's done all the time. I mean, that's all they do.
All the tunnels under L.A., which Steve
look, Sam's on his phone again.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at points we want to talk about.
Let's not forget the Vegas subway, or what were they going to do? A train all the way to Vegas from L.A.?
Well, they're still away. And you know what? The funny part about that, it doesn't go to L.A. It's like Victorville or some damn place, or Bakersfield or something, and they say it comes to L.A. You still have to get up to, it's ridiculous. So stupid.
Yeah, and they have all these tunnels under LA that they just don't want to
With
touch.
secret Starbucks,
yeah,
I heard about that.
It's so funny. I don't want to get into that. I'll tell you after. But
I know about it. Yeah.
What?
So that's the thing Randolph did.
Yeah. So they have this. So water's important. We've been talking about this forever. Topher Gardner brought up. You want to control people, control the water. What are your thoughts on water?
Well, I think people are not drinking enough of it. And just to make it easy, average person's maybe consuming a quart of water, and they should probably be getting about 3. And the water they are drinking is polluted. And something I've learned in the last few years is that water also needs to be restructured back to nature again. So there were some researchers that I learned about from a doctor. They went all over the world. There's like 6 of them, and they took samples from pristine rivers and creeks and lakes, and city water too. But we're talking pristine areas too, and all the water was polluted. I think I actually talked about this maybe on the first or second time I came on your show, Sam. Is that 1,500 miles into the interior, they're finding the 2 and 2.5 inch fish are turning into hermaphrodites. They're having both male and female organs. And why? Because of the high amounts of estrogen mimicking microplastics that are in these lakes. And there is no towns around. So these microplastics from the plastic bottles that are breaking down, and all the plastic wrappers and containers that are breaking down. I mean, we have the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. If you guys haven't heard of it, go look it up.
How have we not come up with a way to fix that?
No, they keep advertising these solutions that people have found, but
nature will eventually break it down, but it's going to take a long time, and we're going to pay the price in the meantime. Mm-hmm. It's feminizing guys. It's people want to talk about. You were talking about, I think, some trans stuff going on. A lot of times, like, people are having a hard time is because with their identity is because this stuff is messing them up hormonally.
I agree. I was on a flight the other day. I couldn't believe how many feminine guys were on this flight. Now it's definitely going to L.A., so that's like the Mecca. It's like L.A., New York.
It's so funny. My flight was the same way just now.
Just nothing but.
Can you describe them? Like, describe one of them. Just because they weren't gay. They weren't gay, right? They were still like.
Well, the person next to me on my flight, I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman.
Yeah, it's that kind of in between, super feminine features, right? Androgynous, like built like a woman, meaning super skinny, but look like a guy. You see that all over the place. You go to Starbucks. That's all that works there are androgynous men.
What does Kurt call them? Gender blobs or whatever?
Yeah. It's just it goes back to the plastics, goes back to the food, goes back to the stuff we're shooting ourselves with.
The clothing, plastic clothing, any clothing that's not nature.
So what do we drink? Because Sam drinks out of glass. Sam's literally drinking out of glass.
So the bottom line is, like, you want to purify your water. There's different ways of purifying.
I have a purifier. I got to get back to it.
You can do reverse osmosis. You can do distillation, which is and deionization. Distillation is actually it replicates like natural, like, rainfall and stuff. So water evaporates, it's collected in the clouds, and then it drops out. The problem is these microplastics are so small now that it's actually in the rainwater. But distillation is going to pull out at least 90% of these contaminants, if not more, depending on your distiller. Sometimes you have to distill it 2 or 3 times. But if you distill your water, and then there's a whole bunch of people are going to be like, oh, but then you take out all the minerals and all this other stuff, and it's like, well, here's the reality is like I know people that have drank distilled water and put their families on it for over 40 years, and they have some of the healthiest kids, and their kids don't get sick in school, and now those kids are having kids. So I'm talking over a long period of time, and a lot of people, and I have a lot of other experts that have disproved all that. But even if you still believe that, I get my minerals from other places. Like I get it out of my green juices I drink twice a day. I get it out of the minerals that I take, and I get it out of the high quality foods that I eat. But what you can do is you could also distill your water. You can add back in some mineral drops if you wanted to. And then the key piece now is restructuring the water to bring it back to the nature's coherence. So water in nature is actually structured at 120-degree bond angle. It looks like it's hexagonal geometry. It's sacred geometry. And that type of water actually is very conducive to absorption in the human body. It's actually called the 4th phase of water. You can look this up. Dr. Victor Schallenberger did research on this years ago. Now it's Dr. Gerald Pollack at the University of Washington State. The 4th phase of water. So we have liquid, pour water out of a glass. We have gas, which is like steam. We have the vapor, and then we have solid, which when it's frozen, and we have this gel-like state, this exclusion zone water. It's called EZ, E for exclusion, Z for zone, easy water. And it's actually really interesting because that exclusion zone is, you can't see it, but it's actually lining all of your arteries, veins, and capillaries. And it is responsible for most of the propulsion to push your blood through your hundreds of thousands of miles of veins and capillaries. The heart's a vortexer, and it does shuttle the blood out, but this is probably a new concept for most people, but this is crazy how this stuff works. So normally inside of a, let's say a vein, you can actually see the last cells visibly, and those are called endothelial cells. That's the last layer, and those secrete nitric oxide, which helps with blood flow and all this stuff. But on top of that is that invisible layer, that exclusion zone, that EZ zone. And it's like a micropump. So they did this at Dr. Pollack's lab where they took a big thing of water, and then they put some dye in it, and they put like a straw in the middle of it, suspended. And the water, there's no pump, there's no nothing. But with exclusion zone water, that dye was going in one end of the straw and out the other, and it just keeps going. And you're like, what the hell is going on? I don't know how it works, guys, but that exclusion zone, what it's doing is it's pushing out the positive charge, and it's holding a negative charge inside the veins and capillaries, and that's that same water that's in you, and it's the same water that's natural in nature, and it's the same water that's in all vegetables. So this is, I think, one of the reasons why the places like Hippocrates that I went to and a lot of these healing clinics are giving people green juice, and why I'm such a big proponent of it, and why people are healing from all kinds of stuff. It's not just the nutrition that they're getting, but when they extract these juices, what are they getting out of there? They're getting structured water. Structured water. So, and if you're on a budget and you can't afford to buy a structuring device or do this, then you can simply just throw some chia seeds in the water, and the gel that comes off of those chia seeds is structured. Or you could juice celery juice and just drink that. If you don't have the money for a juicer, you could also just put flaxseed in the water. 1 part flax, 4 to 5 parts water. Let it set for 8 hours. Stir it up, and then let the seeds settle and pour off that mucilaginous gel water. A lot of that water in there is now structured. So there's things you can do on the cheap to structure your water. And what you're going to find out is you drink way less water, but you become way more hydrated. And when you're more hydrated, your lymphatic system works better, your garbage removal system, your cardiovascular system is going to work way better, because we know now that it not only the blood is made of exclusion zone water, but also the lining of the veins and capillaries. So it's going to increase the ability for circulation in the body, and the more blood flow, the better, baby. The more blood can take nutrients to working muscles and organs and remove inflammation, the better. It's also good for your brain. Not being hydrated enough could be the difference. It actually lowers your IQ. You literally become dumber if you're not hydrated. And it could be the difference between looking for your keys for 15 minutes or knowing exactly where your keys are. That's how important water is. And I mean, I could talk about this stuff forever, but it's something that's foundational. If you can get your water cleaned, at least maybe get a gravity fed unit like a Berkey system, like a Berkey, and then run it through a structuring device like one of our water heroes, or throw some chia seed in, or throw some flaxseed in on the cheap. Now you've got something. So you want to have clean, restructured water, and then just drink it.
What do you think about, you said not distill. What about like alkaline, like 9.5, where you see it at the store, it's a little bit more expensive? Is that structured, or is that something on a whole different level?
And what they're doing is they're putting baking soda in that. Oof. Okay, so if you drink a little bit of that, that would be okay, but a lot of it is going to destroy your gut.
An interesting thing I've seen,
and then most of that's in plastic bottles. So now you're still going to get those estrogen mimickers and all that other stuff. So you only should be. I drink out of mason jars.
Tagging on that, the plastic bottles thing, I noticed that a lot of people think they're doing well by using aluminum bottles, but those are lined with plastic. You can watch. There are a number of videos on YouTube where they dissolve the outside of those, and there's nothing left but just this plastic inner tube.
I use
almost.
steel.
Yeah.
No, but
you want to if you're going to do metal, you'd want to do a super high grade stainless steel. That stuff's really important, because the aluminum, and a lot of people don't want to hear this, but the pop cans and all the stuff and the Red Bulls, what are people? They're out there. If you're drinking a Red Bull and you're a podcaster and you're like, these jabs are bad because they're putting aluminum in it, and they drink a Red Bull, you're putting an aluminum in yourself.
When we have drinking Red Bull.
So okay. So let's say we obviously don't. We're not vaccinated and stuff, and you go to the gas station. What do you get when you need something to drink? Everything. Am I better off with aluminum than plastic? Because there was those liquid deaths, and I remember getting the liquid deaths and be like, this is better. You're better off knowing that you're going to drink something tomorrow and bringing your water with you when you go places.
What do you think is the worst name for
otherwise
water?
Otherwise, you're going to be a victim.
Liquid
so you're going
death?
to take the reins on that and make sure your water is dialed or not, and it's a choice.
You should get a water filter, fill your water up, and take it with you as you go, so you don't get something at the gas station.
I agree, but I'm just saying, there's times you got resources. What are you going to do?
Well, then you're going to dance that dance.
the green glass bottles. What is that called now?
Mount Valley.
Pellegrino?
No, Mount Valley.
Yeah, if I have no choice to go with something from a gas station, I choose that.
I've been looking around. Yes, it's in plastic, but this one's in bottle.
Avion does glass.
Yeah, Avion does glass.
Avion does glass.
Avion is there's guys doing tests on water. You know what the worst water out there is, if you had to guess? You always think it's Desante or any of that. It's Fiji.
They say that. Yeah.
Check the lid on that, by the way. I guarantee you that metal lid has a plastic lining inside of it.
It does. You don't even have to check it, because it does.
On that glass. Yeah.
Thanks, Johnny.
If you just want to get a gallon glass jar and you can fill it up and keep it in your car, I keep one in my truck all the time, and then if I need water, I got it, right?
It's but again, it's work. You gotta it's only work at first.
So is chemotherapy. So is living life low vibe and getting tumors in your nuts, your nut sack.
Yep, you're totally right, man.
It's like having dementia and being a burden on your family, and nobody. I got a lot of friends of mine. I got this one guy who was super fit, and he was buying sprouts from us before we started the green juice and stuff. We were selling sprouts locally and delivering them to people. I was going to take sprouts nationwide, but they're really perishable. In the hot summer days, it's hard to get them to people without them going bad. And he called me up. He's like, Tim, we don't need those sprouts anymore. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. 6 months, 8 months later, he calls me. He was like, hey, we need to order those sprouts again. I was like, what happened? He's like, well, I just got he's 43 years old, and he's like, I just got diagnosed with stage 3 rectal cancer. Oof. So it's like, here's the deal: is water is the lubricant of life. Your brain is 80% water. Your body's mostly made of water. There's some basic things, like people think being healthy is so hard. It's not. Okay, you picture yourself as a goldfish, and you're in polluted water. And another goldfish is in clean water. Which goldfish is going to be healthier?
Clean goldfish. Clean
goldfish
water.
in the cleaner water. I mean, it's like there was actually something that happened in the 1970s in the Great Lakes. All these fish started washing up on the beach and dying. And then actually the birds ate them. And then from eating those fish, the birds started having really thin eggs, and their chicks weren't hatching and they were dying. So do you think for in a million years, that people would be like, oh my God, the fish are getting sick. Let's set up a bunch of hospital beds all around the shore of the Great Lakes and start pumping chemotherapy into the fish so we can save them. Or do you think the biologist might have said, I wonder what's in the water that's killing the fish?
Yeah.
That then was being eaten by the birds that was killing the birds. It's in the food chain, right? Pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, larvicides, chemical fertilizers, plastic bottles. There's no escaping this. This is the toxic world we live in. You go down to some places in Mexico, half of the sand is sand and half of it's plastic sand. Go look. Like it's all weird colored, blue, pink, yellow. It's all the broken up bottles they're turning into sand. So if you want to be healthy and you want to demonstrate to the universe that you love yourself, then you have to get your water right. Period. Otherwise, you're going to be a byproduct of all this pollution.
I agree.
But the cool thing though is once you get this shit dialed in, it's rinse and repeat. It's not rocket science.
Yep.
I just don't drink tap water ever. And I realize that I also make metabolic water. You know, did you know that you make almost up to 10% of your water inside of your body every day? Did you even know you had that capability?
I did not know that. I'm a water maker.
You are. You actually are. And so, like, when we teach people, like, everything that I do now, Sam, and everything that we do at Chemical Free Body is to get people ready for, prepared to, if they want to, they don't have to, and support them afterwards to do a dry fast. So we get people where they don't eat food and they don't drink water for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days longer. Ooh. And what ends up happening, and I had a post that I did on Instagram. If you guys want to check it out, it's Chemical Free Body Guy, and I've got over 80,000 views on it so far. No food and water for 8 days. I just did not too long ago. I did 8 days, no food, no water. You're going to die without water in 3 days. I'm like, well, Frank, I didn't die. You're a bullshitter. You're a liar.
You did
all this
nothing
stuff.
for 3 days.
What's that?
You did nothing, no eating, no drinking.
No food, no water for 8 days. I just did that. And why do I do that? Because it is the most powerful healing thing I've ever seen. Ever. Like, for everything. It's so powerful and amazing. Like, I'm like, in 15 years of all the stuff, I mean, that I've I've been upgrading my life, Sam. You've known me for over 6 years now. I'm constantly upgrading. I actually I upgraded my podcast. My podcast is now called Tim James Upgraded because I am going to continue to upgrade my life and upgrade my life. And so I've done, we're not saying people to run out and do a dry fast. Okay, if you've never fasted before, you shouldn't do it. You're not ready for it yet.
You start
right?
slow.
You need to probably replace your morning baked eggs and pancakes and sausages with a green juice. Okay. Yeah. You need to get hydrated first. You need to get nutrients first. You got to get your electrolytes up. And maybe you do 2 or 3 days of juices, and then maybe you do a 5-day juice and a 10-day juice, and then maybe you do a 3-day water fast and a 5-day. And you're going to build up your confidence as you build up your body. And then eventually, then maybe you're going to do a 1 or a 2 or a 3-day dry fast, and then you can maybe do a 5 or a 7 and work your way into it. But what's cool about this is that you actually, when you're eating food, that food, you're burning fuel as glucose. So it's all sugar-based. Period. Okay, all the food you eat turns into glucose, and you burn that, and that's it. That's one of your primary fuel sources. When you stop eating food, after the glucose gets burned up out of your system, out of your liver, out of your muscle tissue, your body's going to be like, oh, time to go to our second primary fuel source, which is burning stored fat. Okay, the fat starts getting broken down into triglycerides and gets cleaved into glycerol. And then it breaks these things into these things called ketones. And then the brain starts running on ketones. The heart, the cardiovascular system starts running on these ketones. And it is highly efficient. It is highly efficient. There will be no blood sugar swings once you get into this mode. And your mind gets really clear. But what also is happening is you start getting into what's called autophagy. And this is where you start cleaning up messed up cells. They're called senescent cells or mutated cells. Those all get used up because the body's now in survival mode. It's like, okay, what do we got here for fuel that we can use to burn that we don't need? Oh, he doesn't need that. She doesn't need that cell. It's mutated. We'll just grind it up and use it as fuel. And it starts just grinding everything up, starts cleaning up all these dead cells. And it also cleans up senescent or messed up mutated stem cells. Now, what's cool is that when you hit day 5, you have now starved out all of the harmful organisms, the mold, the yeast, the fungus, and the parasites. So a lot of people are talking about ivermectin and doing all this stuff. We actually have a product called Parasite Free. It's got wormwood in it and black walnut and all that.
I do it. Boop, boop, boop.
Cutage and all that stuff, and that's great. But or you could do a 5-day dry fast and just kill them all. And why do they all die? Because they don't have access to water. They need you to. Those harmful organisms need you to drink water to live.
Do you have to reprime your system with healthy gut bacteria when you after this? Is that something that you're considering?
No. Actually, what you're doing is you're stimulating a whole bunch of growth of this stuff.
Okay.
So I'll finish the water concept, which is really cool. So you actually start making your own water. So think about camels. They got that big fat hump on their back, or two fat hump, right? And they're known. People know this. They're notorious. They can go into hot deserts for a long time without water. How do they do that? Well, they start burning their fat. Like there's no food or water around, so they just start burning the fat. And the fat breaks down into also hydrogen. One of the components is hydrogen. Then in the cell mitochondria, we're breathing in oxygen, and the oxygen and the hydrogen are bonded in the cell mitochondria, and it makes what's called endogenous water, or water from within, metabolic water. And it's the purest, most amazing water ever. The harmful organisms do not have access to that water. Therefore, they perish because they don't have the ability to do what you did. Bears do it when they hibernate. They eat all summer and all spring, and then all fall. They go into a cave for the winter, and what are they doing? They're making endogenous water from in. They're making that metabolic water.
What does that
Same
start,
thing.
When does that start kicking in? Because I mean, I've fasted before and it gets easier, but I've been thirsty. It just gets worse. Like, and it gets back in your head. You're like, I really need water. Now you can't even swallow. So how do you overcome? Is it the second, third day? Do you just kind of just meditate? Because you can't get thirsty.
Well, you just have to understand that you're going to make your own water. Now, what I did on the last 8-day fast is I collected my urine every day.
Oh my God. And you drank your urine.
Yeah, go to my. If you guys,
Do you got any urine to drink? It's a big highlight on the show.
I'll show you guys. When you go to
Johnny
Instagram, go to my Instagram page right here.
Go to his Instagram page.
Chemical Free Body Guy, and then scroll down.
Oh my God!
And then
you'll be drinking their own urine. He's gonna find it real quick. Hold on. You don't have to do that. That's all your urine.
Mellow yellow.
Oh
Quite
my
rightly.
God! I tasted mine.
How was it?
It tasted just. There was nothing.
What was the context for you tasting your own
It
urine?
was after the last guy came on, taste some.
Really?
So I just want to be like,
Oh, yeah. How much did you put in a shot glass? It was just like,
yeah, I peed in a shot glass and I just tasted it.
But if you guys look at that, you'll see every single day I filled up.
Hold on. So in your 8-day fast, you were just drinking your own piss.
No, I'm not drinking anything. This is dry fasting. There's no food. There's no water. What I'm getting at is I was pissing every day and I hadn't had water in 8 days. Where's the water coming from? I'm making it myself, just like a camel. It's called metabolic water. It's known scientifically. All the people that study that stuff understand it. It's unbelievable. So again, the parasites don't have access to it. On day 5, you also start releasing stem cells, millions and millions of stem cells. And people are spending $5,000 to $25,000 to go get stem cell treatments. They have to fly to clinics, stay somewhere else. They pay all this money, and they have to go back and rinse and repeat every 6 months. And it does work. But what stem cells are they getting? Most of the time, they're getting other people's stem cells. They're getting them from aborted fetuses, so that's highly controversial. They're also getting them from umbilical cords of young babies, which is kind of weird now because what's happening is like what they do is that's why the hospitals, they want to clip that umbilical cord immediately because they know it's full of stem cells. That umbilical cord, you signed it, you probably didn't know it. It's getting sold. It's getting sold and shipped, and so. The umbilical cord should stay on the mother. It should stay on the mother because those stem cells are supposed to go to your baby, right? But they want to clip it and go. So don't ever allow them to do that.
No,
they're also doing that for foreskins on boys. Like, why would cutting off?
And which is why they give you a Hep B shot because they botch so many of those that the kids get infected. But they don't want to tell you that, so they make girls get it too. Do not give your kid the Hep B shot.
Don't. Did you keep the placenta too?
I kept everything. There's some cryogenic place in LA. I got it.
Yeah, because you can grind that up and take it as pills or supposedly the placenta, and like
Wait,
the
it's just
Kardashians
sitting
do
there
that
on
shit.
ice or something?
Yeah, they froze it.
What to what end now? What will you do with that?
The point is if the girls need it at some point, it's there for them.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh, whoa!
Dude, I'm a good dad.
That's
I'm paying yearly for that.
That's
shit.
some Walt Disney shit.
Wait, imagine buying one of those storage units and it's got some frozen placenta.
Welcome to Storage Wars. Let's see what we got. Placenta.
We got the Tripoli placenta right here, guys.
Big win.
Big win. The price comes up $100,000. Dude, that's crazy.
Whose
bro.
circumcision you got in there too?
Well, okay, so with the
Someone
fact
got my dick skin.
No, I know some people.
Not
who
this
are,
guy. He's got a Mr. Snuffleupagus.
Yeah, I got
over
mine,
there.
Yeah,
dude.
that's right.
Mine isn't in the storage.
Now, when your girlfriend sees that, are they grossed at first? Or are they like, ugh?
No, I'm not the first Mexican ever.
No, but like your girlfriends.
No, I mean I've never been.
Are they cool with the
They
Snuffleupagus?
No, they're not like. I don't know. I've never been shamed about my dick, Sam.
No one said, ooh, that's
No,
gross?
no one been like, oh, probably.
Ew, that's
probably in the
gross.
group chat after they were like, oh my god, he had a snuffleupagus. Maybe later.
in the group chat. So hey Tim.
Yeah.
I've heard a few folks, more mainstream people, that. So I'm less inclined to believe them, but that they say that they're concerned or have become concerned about relative muscle loss in fasting, and they recommend it less often now. What have you noticed in your own fasting with respect to muscle loss?
Well, it's actually a really good question. It's one of the reasons why I won't do white fast or not white fasting. I won't. The screen went white really quick.
Welcome to Aryan fasting.
Yes. Yeah.
Only hamburgers and French fries.
So when you water fast, you will burn muscle. The cool thing about when you dry fast and you don't do water, which I think is actually easier, there's a hormone that's secreted and you don't burn your muscle.
Oh, wow.
Pretty cool.
That is cool.
So the other thing that I learned, like on water, and I've had Dr. Alan Goldhammer on. He's down in California, the True North Clinic. They've been doing supervised water fasting for years. They have an amazing clinic. He's doing his own research, paid for. He took responsibility for everything, did it all in house. They're doing amazing things. But what happens is like when I'm pretty sure he said that when you're water fasting, you shouldn't be working out, because if you work out, you're going to accelerate that burn of the muscle, because the muscle will get burned up. But if you don't exercise, you just do it kind of light walking and stuff, then the muscle just kind of comes back. It's the same with dry fasting. There is no muscle wasting. Your muscles do get a lot smaller because they're mostly what? They're mostly water.
Right.
And so I remember getting really skinny. Even my underwear was falling off my butt.
Damn.
But after about a week, I rehydrated and my muscles came right back. So that's the cool thing about dry fasting is. And the other thing is, this isn't something we're doing every week. This is only done once a year, maybe twice a year, as a complete metabolic reset. 7-day dry fast, you're going to drop 15 to 18 pounds of fat. You actually destroy chemicals. You destroy PFAS. It's deep autophagy. You release millions and millions of stem cells everywhere in your entire body. You're probably going to de-age chronologically about 10 years. You kill all these harmful organisms. You completely reset your taste buds. A lot of things you were addicted to, you won't even want to eat them anymore, and you won't have any pull to go eat them. It's pretty profound stuff. It's the best thing I've ever seen in 15 years as a health coach. And the cool thing is, it's better than free, because you're not even paying for the food, because you're not eating food during that time.
Oh my God.
So it's like, it's free. And I'm like, of course. It's free. It's in God's plan. It's like, you don't have to have $1 million to do the best healing ever. Now, are there some people that can't do this? Yeah, if you're completely emaciated, it's probably not for you. If you're going to go past 3 days, you should probably have somebody keeping an eye on you. There are places, and this isn't something new. I mean, there's like Dr. Filonov and Shashenkov, whatever his name is, over in Russia, 40 years of clinical research on 15,000 people doing supervised dry fast, and they're basically doing it for stuff like cancer, to heal people of like crazy stuff that's that they can't solve in other places. Yeah. So eats tumors up. And again, the body's just gonna, like, anything it's a rogue, it's gonna go chew it up and use it as fuel and get rid of it.
Is
So-
3 days the minimum effective dose for this, or can you? I mean, is there something short of 3 days that people could start with that also?
Well, day one is you're going to be pretty much just burning glucose. So if you can make it one day, it's going to be a mental win.
Okay.
Right? And then you're going to realize, oh, I can make it one day without food and water. And then the next time, maybe you make it 2 days. So some people are going to have to work their way into it. I did a 1 day a long time ago because I heard that 1 day is equivalent to 3 days of water fasting. So I did it for 1 day. And I might have done that twice. It wasn't until last year, my web guy was like, oh, dude, look at all this stuff on dry fasting. And he's like, did you know it can create all these stem cells? And I'm like, wait, what? Stem cells? Like, I'm in. Well, what? And I looked and I'm like,
go, bro.
When I heard stem cells, because I know how powerful they are, and I've always been looking because I want to upgrade my life, but I don't want the stem cells from somebody else's placenta, and I don't want it from an aborted fetus. And so I'm like, no way, I can release my own. And the reason why this happens is because if you were to get in a car accident and totally get mangled up, your body will release millions of stem cells to heal you and save your life.
Yeah, dude, they see it in hair loss. I'm sorry, these fire people who were completely bald, people who got in fires, they were bald, like from hair loss, like male pattern hair loss. There are examples of them regrowing a full head of hair
Through stem cells?
from this effect. Yeah,
Let's
from
do
this
that.
effect.
Let's do that with me. See if it works. Let's start burning up.
It's crazy, though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's truly-
Should we have $100 bet who can dry fast longer?
And that and according
I
to
think Johnny will win.
according to modern medicine, that shouldn't be possible. What they're describing, and they've observed it many times.
Yeah. Well, there's an NIH study that says a 10-day dry fast and you'll be 10x as funny as you are right now. So, Sam, you might want to look into that.
That might be too funny.
You will be the ultimate
I'm already
comic on the
crushing
planet Earth.
Yeah, people might resent you. If
Yeah.
you get
Oh,
that.
he's too funny.
Sam
We
might-
already hated him. Now we hate him 10 times more.
Sam might just go 20 days. Just fuck it.
Yeah, I might never eat or drink again. Sam on his 3,000 days.
He's there on stage all
Dude,
Thursday.
There's
Madison Square Garden.
there's a guy fasting with Trevor on YouTube, and he's done a lot of extended, longer term dry fasts. He's like over 20, 21 days. He goes from like 180, 85 pounds down to 128. But every single time he does it, he's healed something else, healed something else, healed something else. And so that's actually one of my goals is next November, I'm going to shoot for at least an 11 day.
Wow.
So I'm
So to start feeling the effects, how many days should you go?
Well, you'll feel some stuff at 3 days, but 5 is kind of like where the Russians are saying you're going to start. You get all the benefits, like you're going to get
5 days.
You're going to get the stem cells. You're going to kill the parasites. You're going to get super deep autophagy. God, I wish I could.
Can I still do Zins?
No food, no water, nothing. Nothing
Zins.
enters the mouth.
Oh,
Nothing.
shit. I can't smoke weed.
Hey Tim, are you going to document it, or are you just doing it on your own? I would love to see.
Well, I mean,
see your work.
I've documented some of it. I shot that video on my
No, but, like,
Instagram,
the
and
new
I
one,
took-
the longer one when you try that.
Oh yeah. And I have a film guy living on the farm now with me full time. He just brought in we have $100,000 worth of video equipment. We're gonna make a documentary. So
I can't wait to see it. Cool.
How many?
What?
How many days do you drink pee all the time?
yeah, every morning when I'm not dry
You
fasting.
do a shot of pee, or a
Yeah,
cup
I just
of-
drink I just pee in a thing and drink 1 to 2 ounces of it, and then finish my urine. And then I also I culture it too. So when you culture urine for 21 days, it creates over 100 million stem cells in that. I don't like the taste of it. It gets super nasty. I don't mind drinking fresh morning urine, but this other stuff, man, I even cut it with tart cherry juice, and I still have a hard time. Like 4 to 6 ounces of tart cherry juice and 2 ounces of that fermented stuff. Dr. Ed Group was like, yeah, you got to cut it 50% with distilled water, and I'm like, dude, there ain't no way I'm doing that. So what I actually started doing. People are gonna think I'm nuts, but
we're already there.
I do rectal implants with it now because I don't want to drink it.
You shove it up your butt.
Yeah, I just put it in a enema tube bag, and then I just put it in there, and then just try to hold it for up to 15 minutes, and then release it in
You
the toilet.
just clench
Dude,
your
it
butt cheeks
stinks.
for like 15 minutes.
It stinks bad. I just want the
shit
stem
and
cells,
piss.
so I might not have to do it anymore now that I'm doing the dry fasting. So dry fasting solves everything. You don't have to drink urine. Cultured urine, and you don't have to put it up your butt. So how many millions of people did I just save from that smell?
Now, when
I
you
don't
say
know.
an ounce, are you talking like a shot glass?
Yeah, a couple, ounce or two, yeah.
And you say you do it because obviously you can't taste it like that, right? So you just avoid the taste.
No, in the morning urine, I just drink it straight. It's not a big deal.
Once a day.
Yeah, just in the morning. So you start peeing, and after about 2-3 seconds, midstream, you harvest an ounce or two of it, drink it.
I can't imagine
move on.
Trying to explain that
and for
to my
people that
girl.
think that's nuts, you have to really, I'm not saying run out and do this, but I had a guy say, "Hey Tim, you got to get this guy on your podcast. He does urotherapy," and I go, "What's that?" He's like, "He drinks his urine. He's healing all kinds of stuff." And I was like, and I'm open minded. Believe me, this was 4 or 5 years ago, and I'm just like, I never went there because I just wasn't resonating.
Yeah,
with me.
it's drinking your own pee.
It's a cultural.
Yeah,
I mean, there are plenty of cultures though that
Dude, there was a famous scene
It's called
when Lyoto Machida in the UFC
Lyoto Machida, yeah.
was drinking his, Machida was drinking his urine. Everyone's like, "Oh, this guy drinks some pee," and now it's everywhere.
There's a scene in Nathan for You where this
that guy was a badass dude. He's smart.
Where this old guy was like, "You got to drink your grandson's urine," and Nathan for You was like, "What?" It's so funny.
Son, pee in this for Grandpa. Oh God, go to the bathroom, pee, bring it to me. Oh,
how's it different than what Brian Johnson does, right? I mean, not changing blood.
Tim, as always, you come and give us the facts straight, enema up our butt. And we love it, dude. It was a great episode. It was fire. Always a pleasure to talk to you. One more time, Tim. Tell them where they can find you.
Well, you can find me over here at chemicalfreebody.com. That's our main website. I have to say this, like if there's one thing, if you are wanting to up your game, if you want to heal of something, if you want to transform your health, your life, you want to feel better, you want to have more energy, you want to lose weight, you want to sleep better, you want to build muscle, whatever it is, there's one thing that I found, and I've done this, Sam, because I've interviewed people in my inner circle now. This is a private, paid-for community that I've been coaching for over 6 years. What was the one thing that you did that transformed your health? And then the number one answer over 90% of the time is I started drinking 2 concentrated green juices a day. That's it. So that's my message for people is start, we have a product, but if you start with whoever's, I don't really care, but make sure it's clean, make sure there's no synthetics in it, make it yourself, but drink 2 of these a day. And the reason why is because 85% of the nutrients is farmed out of our soil. You have to replace it somehow today. It's not in the food chain. It's not even in the organic food. Okay. Those soils are tilled too. And the other thing is people are not hydrating enough with enough water. So by drinking 2 green juices a day, you're going to be upping your water intake, which is going to start working on your lymphatic system, your brain, so you're smarter. You're going to, and then the nutrients that you're going to flood your body with are going to tell your cells, "Hey, I've got what I need." They're going to stop sending the hunger signals. You will literally, I'll put it on my son's eyes, you will literally cut your grocery bill in half because you won't be able to eat as much food, period. And so what happens then is in the evening, so you drink first thing in the morning, on an empty stomach, and then about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, do a second green juice. And what will happen is you'll eat half as much dinner, and then since you have less food to process, you're going to get into your REM sleep much faster and easier and stay into it longer. So you're not experiencing this shallow sleep syndrome where people are sleeping 8 hours, but they wake up tired. You will rapidly start losing weight, and you start sleeping better, you start repairing better, and everything starts getting better. Just if you don't know what to do, just do that one thing. Just drink 2 green juices a day, morning and night, hydrate yourself, nutrify yourself, and let the healing begin and transformation. And then now you have the energy to want to do something else. That's it.
So his website is Chemical Free Body. XG is attempting to find it.
That's right.
That's it right there.
Again,
that's the new greens. That's the new flavor. That was the apple flavor right there.
Well, I'm just telling you that I take your supplements every day. I love them. They make me feel great. And yeah, man, my favorite is your energy pills, the Alpha Energy. That just skyrockets. I love your weight loss formula as well. Cannot recommend it enough,
The
guys.
toothpaste too. I'm a big fan of the toothpaste.
Johnny loves that toothpaste.
I do.
Yeah, have you had your dentist or dental hygienist comment on that? Because we're getting tons now that it's been out for over a year now. We're getting tons of people saying, "Hey, my gums are healing up." And
So
my
what if I
dentist
do a
is-
shot of urine and then orange after it?
Like
What?
you're
Yeah,
treating
sure.
it like a shot?
Like a chaser?
Yeah, chaser. Go.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you should film that.
I don't think I could do it, dude. but I will try it. I'll try anything.
What'll have to? Here's what I was right where you were. You're going to have to really get steeped in the education and understand why you would want to do it.
I don't know if that's going to help. It's more the taste.
Well, then mix it with tart cherry juice.
If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it on Broken Sim. You did something.
Yeah,
you put
that's
something
great.
up your butt. Now you gotta just drink some.
Yeah,
drink
you
some
did
urine.
stick something up your butt. So it's not.
But Sam, you have your two daughters now. They can drink that apple flavored greens is literally like green Kool-Aid.
All right, I'll get some. I'll order some.
You'll be able to one scoop, and you'll be able to get each child 5 pounds of vegetable equivalent, and they're gonna beg for it. That's
All
what's
right,
cool.
she loves apple.
It's unreal.
It's
There's
apple
no sugar
drink.
in it.
It just tastes. It just looks different. No, I'm scared. Do it. Do it. All right, Tim.
Do you recommend tart cherry juice on its own? I know it was kind of a
It's
fashionable.
actually unsweetened tart cherry juice, and it's actually really kind of nice. It helps to help people sleep too. It's a good little thing to have in the evening before, about a couple hour before bed. Just drink a little bit, and then make sure you go to the bathroom. No matter what, doesn't really matter if tart cherry juice, but before you go to bed, go to the bathroom, evacuate, and then you have a better chance of having deeper sleep that night. It's a little strategy.
There you go.
All right, Tim. As always, we love talking to you. Thank you so much for your supplements. I love them. And thanks for coming on, buddy. We love you. Thanks for being a part of many episodes in the first 1,000. We're hurling towards our 1,000th episode. We'll let you know where it is. If you want to come down and hang, we'd love to see you.
That's so cool, dude. Thanks for having me on. Thanks, guys, for being so hospitable and having fun with me.
We love
and
talking to you, buddy. It's
I sure
always a
hope the
pleasure.
listeners don't think I'm too nuts, but what I can tell you is I'm 52 and I feel amazing. I feel great. I can do all kinds of stuff. I can keep up with my sons that are in their early 20s, and it's a lot of fun to be healthy. And you're worth it. So I hope that you put your health as a priority, and if we can help you, great. But more importantly, you got to help yourself.
You're drinking pee every day.
Yep.
you're stuck on that, huh?
I'll do anything to get healthy. I got to get a hip replacement. Outside of that, I'm ready to go.
You might not need to call me, and I'll find out what you got going on. I might have a regenerative medicine doctor that you can fly up here and get you dialed in.
I'm down, dude. All right, buddy. We love you. Let's break down the episode. All right. Podcast favorite, Tim James, comes in, dropping knowledge, drinking pee.
So what are we doing? Are we drinking pee or are we doing a dry fast?
He won't do it. He won't drink his pee.
Okay, we got to do dry fast or drink pee.
I think we should at least drink some pee and see who can go more days in a row. I think you're going to tap out. I'm going to get an orange slice. Bang. Oh!
I could drink I'm pretty healthy. I can drink. I think it's what you eat and what you drink that's going to
Oh,
be
you're
the
going to be
taste
like a
of it.
chick with semen?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you do a lot of fruit.
Pineapple. It's going to be a pineapple week if we're going to do some.
Johnny, you won't join us?
No.
Johnny, I thought you want to live forever.
I drink too much coffee to do that. Coffee makes your pee stink already.
Hey, that is true for someone who wants to live forever and says he never
Why
wants
won't you
to
drink your
die.
own pee, Johnny?
I would do a dry fast.
You'd
but
do a
I'm
dry
not gonna
fast?
drink
I don't think I can
No,
do it.
dude, I get nauseous too easily. It would make me nauseous.
Yeah, I don't
if
think-
drink my own pee.
I mean, just get a small shot. Bang, with an orange.
Yeah, but does that do anything? A tiny little bit?
It's a start. Once you start loving
Well,
your own
let's
pee,
find out,
Johnny. I'll start.
What if you start getting addicted to pee and you're
I'll
just
start
going around
this
asking
Monday.
fellas?
I'll start the Monday after this show
Sam
drops.
Tripoli just asking random dudes like, I love it straight from the tap, man. Let me get
We're gonna me or you are gonna have to go get it. At one point, Sam's like, "Can you bring me my daily shot of piss?" And then it's gonna be in that fridge right there.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to somehow hold it. And Sam's gonna enjoy it too.
I can't wait, dude. I'm going to love it.
yuck.
But the dry fasting is intense.
Yeah.
Start with maybe 2 days. I don't know if I can even go 2 days without
rough.
drinking water.
And it gets worse. Like the thirstier you are, the more water looks good. Like when you see someone drink water, you're like, dude, I give me some of that.
Give me some of that.
Give me some of that. You can't bone.
Why can't you bone?
Nothing that makes you thirsty.
You get thirsty when you bone?
100%. You don't get thirsty.
What
when
kind
you
of boning you doing, Sam?
Yeah, I get a little
Johnny, you get thirsty when you bone?
I haven't thought about it. Really. I mean, I assume anything physical, you're going to want to have a Gatorade.
What do you want, a halftime show and time out? Johnny has quarters in his lovemaking.
wants to get-
And that's the end of the first
We
quarter.
got the 2-minute warning coming up.
Johnny's up in points, but she thinks her defense can lock him down.
That seventh inning stretch.
Guys, if you go to samtripoli.com, the big show coming up is San Luis Obispo. I got more dates coming, and I'm talking this Thursday to a booker who will book me on the road, even though I don't want to do a lot of road gigs. I don't want to do a lot of road gigs. I kind of like hanging out with my kids. These are the good old days.
You get into video games yet?
I'm
saw
so
you were
busy.
Yeah, that's why I said. I mean, you had the holidays. I'm wondering if you did anything. Just like
I want to get back into Grand Theft Auto, but I got to turn it off so I don't play the other players because they just hunt me down and kill me so quick.
You got to do the single. You haven't done the single player.
It's the best part.
Yeah. I got to do single player.
It's fun.
Where
It's
I can just run
part.
over hookers and have a good time.
But the story is great. It's like a Hollywood movie, that story.
All right, I'll do it. I'm going to get back. Johnny, you convinced me.
great.
Guys, San Luis Obispo, grab your tickets. All my content is on samtripoli.com. And most important, my premium content. There's no better premium content out there than samtripoli.com. I'm with Kurt Metzger. I'm with Austin Picard. I'm with Brad Binkley. We're banging out greatness, dude. Every week, at least 3. I'm trying to do at least 2 or 3 a week. It's the best. And it's more the daily, you'll get, and who could forget Bye Chad? Chad Zumach is such a train wreck. So we're doing that. That's a lot of fun. And then talk about the Cash Daddies, Johnny.
We just posted the portfolio for the upcoming year, and it's something you can follow throughout the year, and how he will tell you when he sells and adds to the portfolio. So it's kind of like a guided investing opportunity. But it's even more than that. The community is all there. It's a growing community. And people sharing ideas. It was, so if you have questions, it's really from beginner to advanced. Everybody's there, and there's no question that's too dumb.
All right, and then if you go back to samtripoli.com, Chaos Twins are about to come out. What else we got? Our premium content. Go to T-shirts. We should have the new T-shirts out by the time you see this. Tinfoil Hat, the most trusted name in news, and on the back will say, I get my news from Sam Tripoli. So that'll be up. Great way to support the show. I love you. You guys love me. Support the show. Go back. Gold and silver, get it. AquaCure hydrogen brown gas, get it. Energy, chemical-free body. You just listen to Tim James. There's no better supplements on the planet. I take it every day. I stand by it. Harley Ray, we love their website. We love their stuff. And my good friend Pat Miltich trying to help you with the soil. Check out Mineral Kings. And then EMF. Dude, we just talked EMF with Topher. Get your Faraday bags. Get them all there. And then finally, Brain Supreme. How are we feeling?
We're feeling good. It's week on. You guys saw me killing it right now.
Dude, you really crushed that shit. Anything else, guys?
Hit that like button, subscribe, and if you want to hear about how my homie injured himself in snowboarding, go to my podcast, XG Marks the Spot. I got a video too. It's good. YouTube.com/Tinfoil Hat Official. Or Official Tinfoil Hat. Which one is it? Official.
Did you already get rid of it, dude?
Yeah, I think so. I'll look.
Oh, my God.
Don't forget to go to Broken Sim too.
That's the Sam Tripoli channel, yeah.
There it is, dude.
There it is, guys.
It's Tinfoil Hat Official. Go check it out. We're starting to get numbers there. We're almost to 50,000 subscribers. So join
it's a lot
us.
faster than you got them the first time around on your Sam Tripoli channel.
Yeah, dude, they still are fighting us, but everything's there. You can see it. We're uploading every episode there. It's a blessing. Anything else, Johnny?
Check out Broken Sim. We had a good episode. It's start the year with us. You can follow our bullshit nothingness that we talk about.
Love you.
When do you guys go live?
We love
Is it randomly?
you. Yes, it's completely random. Yes, that's correct.
That's how you guys get it.
I wish it wasn't.
Yeah, it was completely random.
I wish it wasn't, but it is. And
talk a little more.
yeah, we were crushing it, and then they f- with us all the time. They just fuck with-
dude, this last one, it is still not the edit. They still haven't done the edit.
They
yet.
won't let us unedit it.
Yeah, it's frozen, and I don't know what to do about it.
Oh, the lives? They
No. They had a thing that they didn't like us using this trailer for this movie, Tiptoes. It's a movie they're trying to not let anybody know about.
It's so crazy that they don't want anyone. And then the next day I'm doing Sarah Weincheck's show. She brings up the movie. She's like, I watched it. It's crazy.
Oh, what was that movie I just watched? Let me see.
Wait, she watched Tiptoes?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So back to Topher Gardner.
And we can't monetize the video, and I can't even edit it or do anything. It's frozen in this processing thing. for 2 days now.
I think
almost.
it's bullshit.
So stupid.
So, Johnny, what do you think about Venezuela? It's okay. All right, enjoy these. Yeah, it's like the most crazy part of it, because the least crazy part is this is consistent with what our government does. What's crazy is people justifying in their heads that it's okay to do it.
It's different. It's different than the Iraq and Afghanistan and every other time.
Why is it different?
That's what they say. Is what I don't think it is.
No, dude, this is legal. It's so Bathhouse Rubio's like, no, dude, it's legal.
They asked him today how much it would cost the taxpayers, and he was like, nothing. What do you think? The military's just sitting around waiting to do stuff? No, they're always costing the taxpayers money. So it's like any military action is just totally free.
And again, like, who is the anti-war movement? It's not the right with Venezuela, and it's not the left with the Ukraine.
There is none.
Everybody is pro-war because none of them will go fight this war.
They're pro there.
Like, I hate a draft, but a part of the draft, you listen to Megyn Kelly, she talked about it. She's like, this upsets me because I have sons who are 12, 13, and 15. Like, are they going to be fighting this war? That's the energy you need. If everyone had to go, like Dwight Howard was like, I think everybody should have to be in the military for a year. Right? And you're like, that's crazy. But you go, you know what that does? Everyone's way more invested on if we're going into places illegally.
Did that work in Israel? You know,
and do you think Megyn?
Well, that's different because they have been brainwashed that it's a religion.
That's what they do in the military, though. They brainwash you. So if everybody goes and get brainwashed for a year.
Yeah, but Johnny, that's why Israel gets us to fight their wars, because they don't want their kids to go and die in wars.
Right, but what I'm saying is you're agreeing to get all.
I'm not agreeing to anything.
No, but I'm saying if you agree that that's a good idea, you're agreeing that everybody goes and gets brainwashed for a year of their life. It's mandatory, and it's not.
Well, do you think Megyn Kelly not being pro-war right now is because she doesn't work at Fox, or because her kids are literally the age where they
I
might
think
go?
that has a big deal with
Tucker
it.
just had this guy on, and Tucker, who was I haven't heard what his thought is on this completely, but he just had this guy on that was like saying that the way Trump's doing it with special forces is better than just universal boots on the ground, and I'm like, really? I mean,
it's still violating sovereignty.
Yeah, and they're saying, well, these guys, he wasn't elected. He stole the election. I'm like, what business is that of any of ours?
Yeah. What about Joe Biden?
Yeah. God.
Did you see a map? They showed all the states that Kamala Harris won were states that had no voter identification rules.
It's funny.
Talking about what helped her win, do you think the Minnesota thing has anything to do with Israel, the daycares? They're saying that somehow that guy was.
Don't say that. Dylan Wren will get so angry. Oh, it always goes back to Israel, huh? Yeah, pretty much, dude. Pretty much.
What do you mean by that? Actually, like
something about the Somalian daycares are linked to Israel and all that. And
they always get a piece of all the corruption. They always are saying, because it's not a country that can last on its own. It's literally a welfare state. So they have to send as much money as they possibly can, because they got to keep those people happy by giving them universal health care. A lot of them don't even have to work, because if they study religious texts, they can go on religious welfare. Right? I mean, like, dude, they have to keep that afloat. But again, it goes back to ancient Babylon. That's what I think is the key to all of it, dude. Ancient fucking Babylon, dude. And it's just crazy. And it's so funny. You know who loved that we went into Venezuela? Somalians.
Yeah.
People stop talking about that. And then they're talking about that Nick kid who broke the story.
Nick Shirley.
And I think he was the park narc guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think he was the guy who used to do park narc.
Wait, what do you mean park narc?
You
talking about cart narcs?
Yeah, cart narcs.
No, that's not him.
That guy's much older.
Yeah.
He's a comedian. Like it does like comedy radio.
Okay,
Yeah,
somebody said he's connected to something like that, and that now they found videos of him in Israel interviewing Israelis about how right they are about this Palestinian war. So now they're thinking he got pushed forward because someone. You ever see the Madman meme? Where he's like, it's this, but with this. You ever see that?
Yes, yeah.
Well, it's like, they're basically with this guy. He's like, it's Nick Fuentes, but loves the...
It's what they've been waiting for. He's the ultimate badass. You can't defeat him.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because this Nick Shirley guy claims that he took down what's
Tim
the governor?
Walz?
Tim Walz. Yeah, he's
To a point.
Yeah.
Tim Walz is like, I'm stepping down not because of this scandal. It's just I want to be with my kids more. You're like, okay, dude. You just think we're dumb. Well, you know we're dumb. So that's why he's saying that.
Yeah.
Do you see that Spencer Pratt is running for mayor?
Yeah, I saw you tweet that or on Instagram. I hope people will have the sense to vote for him.
I hope they do too.
I doubt they will.
I know. They'll be like, listen, she's a woman of color. We need that. And you're like, she burnt down the city. Whatever, conspiracy theorist. Dude, it's impossible. The brainwashing of progressivism is so fucking strong. It's so fucking strong.
Yeah, there will be some, like a significant number of people that won't consider him at all because he's not her.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's literally a Bolshevik, dude. Anyways.
That's a credit to many of the people who vote around here. I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, dude, she loves subversion.
And
what's your point? The Bolsheviks tried hard. Or how about that lady did we talk about it on the last show, Johnny?
Yeah.
About the lady from New York?
Yeah, I think on the pod, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. What's her name? Sia or whatever?
Sia. She's like, owning a house is white privilege. They find out she owns a house in Tennessee, and now she's crying. Like, they're such emotional retards.
How dare you throw my hypocrisy in front of me? I don't like it.
New York is going to burn, dude. It's just going to burn. No matter what happens, he's like, it's great.
Talk about New York. You guys see the ball drop, and supposedly the gay guy's kissing some guy made a bet on it. And
he made a ton of money.
Yeah, that's fucking wild to even. I mean, it's funny how you know there's gonna be gay shit everywhere. So it's a good bet. But
Scott Van Pelt was the best. Oh yeah, love.
He was so mad. That's how you know you're so controlled that you can't even. You just.
Well, yeah, dude. He can't come on fucking ESPN and be like, "That's fucking gross."
It was a good save by him.
It was.
It saved his job.
Yeah. Totally. He almost said, "What are we doing?" And then he said, "Oh, what do we got here? More love is in the air." So funny.
That was Johnny. Is that good? Are we okay now?
Was that after all the promo?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Enjoy the highlights.
Here's a clip from the latest Broken Sim.
Okay. Someone just said Satanists are hotter though. No. Satanists are not. When you meet a hot racist chick, that's pretty hot. When you're like, whoa, you got the balls not to care. Right?
Yeah.
But Satanists, they got too many tattoos and nose piercings and they hate kids. There's two things that turn me off about women. Pooping. Okay. Pooping is number one. I know you do it. I just don't want to know about it. Okay. Pooping's number one.
Right.
And number two, women who hate children. There's no bigger turnoff than a woman who hates kids. I just get the fuck out of here with that shit.
It's just unnatural, right?
Yeah, because it's so unnatural. They're like, I don't want to ruin my body. Your body's gonna get wrecked. It's called Mother Nature, and it's the wall. Okay, it's coming for all of us.
It's like, it's similar to the reaction that Scott Van Pelt had on New Year's Eve to those guys.
Yeah, I love that.
Did you see
By the way, that was Bill Hicks' whole bit. Excuse me. Bill Burr had a great bit about gays, right? About like when he saw two gay guys go and he's like, and his friend's like, his girlfriend or something at the time's like, are you homophobic? And he's like, no, it's just a natural reaction. When I saw porn for the first time, he goes, I knew I wanted to do that. That's what I wanted to do. I knew that's what I wanted to do. It's yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Scott Van Pelt on Sports Center on New Year's Eve.
Interracial couple, mass.
Get into it. Oh, what do we got? We got love in the air. Oh, wow, bro. Tony and Mike on kazoos. Who's having a good time?
They tried to get him for that, and most people, 95% of people came out in support of him. Like, hey, man,
yeah, you can't get mad. Someone have a natural reaction to something. Okay, it's like Joe Rogan had a great bit about like if you walk in at like two chicks going at it versus two guys going at it, Like if you walk in and two chicks going at, it's kind of like when you see like a deer in your backyard eating. You're like, oh my god, this is the most beautiful thing. Be quiet. I've ever seen in my life. Be scared away. Disturb them. You walk in, two guys going at it. It's like a zombie eating somebody. Like,
Just makes me think of that supposed tape of P. Diddy hammering that guy, and it just sounded like he was being knife murdered. Like, oh my God, no.
He did not. That's why he still has a job. He did nothing wrong, And people love Scott Van Pelt.
No, nothing wrong. And he saved it too. He didn't like.
He's like, oh yeah.
He said, well, he almost said, "What are we doing here?" But he saved it and said, "What do we got?"
Did you hear about the guy that won on Keshi or Polymarket?
Alshi? Yeah.
They would show two guys making out within the first like 30 seconds.
Oh, really?
And he made a ton of cash.
Nice, good for him.
Yeah, dude.
You can really bet on anything now, can't you?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's great.
Anything you want. What was I? There was something I wanted to show you. Shit, I can't remember now. But yeah, Scott Van Pelt, props to him for save there. And I'm glad he didn't get wrecked. This was you tweeted this, and I was surprised. I mean, I guess it just got buried, but this is just another weird thing in the Charlie Kirk post-death publicity tour that his girl's going on. They had, and I know you saw this because you retweeted it. They had on at a turning point thing I'll just play it here because it's so unbelievable. I'll let the news anchor on what is this, MSNBC or something? I don't
even know.
See from behind me, this is a recreation of the tent where Charlie Kirk lost his life at Utah University in September, and people are taking selfies with it.
They have a ring light there.
Explain to me the purpose of that. Explain to me why they would have Nicki Minaj when Charlie Kirk specifically called her out as a bad model for children. If you don't think this stuff is dark, bro, it's like Bill Hicks' bit about like walking around with a cross on. It's kind of like walking around with a meeting Jackie Onassis with a little pin of a shotgun.
Just thinking of John, Jackie.
Yeah, just thinking of John, Jackie. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so true, dude. It's so true. It's just like, it's so crazy. And like, all these people are like, what has Erica Kirk done to deserve this? I don't know. Like, I'm connected to Romanian child trafficking connections. I mean, are we for real here? Like, anybody think this is a natural reaction? The closest thing we've ever had to this was when George Floyd, right? When George Floyd, when he passed and they had like 5 funerals for him and his body went on tour. Johnny, I can't hear you. Is it me? You're muted.
No, you're totally right. Yeah.
Right. You remember they had a small casket that there's no way that 6'5" guy could fit in. And they had what's his name? Al Sharpton. Like they were dancing with it and it looked like, you ever see that thing where like you're doing something and it looks like you're about to die and then the Ghanaiese guys are carrying your casket. Have you ever seen that? That's totally what it looked like. That's totally what it looks like. Same thing with this. Why are you having Nicki Minaj on your I'm mourning tour?
Nothing about it. And then, okay, so she met with, right before our last show, when we talked about this briefly, she met with Candace Owens. And then, there was disinfo possibly about Candace Owens. There's some negative stuff about her that came out. And now we're hearing she's being like targeted. I don't know. Where are you landing now on Candace? I'm curious. Oh boy. Was he frozen again?
No.
Are you
why
there?
Is my internet so bad? I don't understand why my internet's so bad right now.
Where are you following Candace?
Where do I fall on Candace?
Yeah, right now, yeah.
She's done a lot of great work. She could easily be a psyop. And just like every one of these people, I listen to them in karate stance.
Yeah, you have to.
I mean, that's just what you got to do. Like, I get ready for them, like this Nick Shirley kid, right? I mean, like, everyone's like, this kid's doing amazing work. You're like, wow, it's great. You're uncovering corruption. And then he puts out a video that isn't even Venezuela. And then Alex Jones, who I love with all my heart, does the exact same thing.
Oh,
and
dude.
I got in a debate with somebody the other day because they were like, okay, the Candace Owens, Alex Jones war. What side you on? It's pretty obvious, right? And I go, Candace? Whoa. I'm like, dog, I love Alex Jones, but dude, what are you talking about? Like, you just think you really want us to believe a trans furry did this? Like, none of it makes sense. Why wouldn't you be asking questions?
No.
Like, show me an assassination that went down the way they told us it did. It never happens.
And I don't know. I wonder if this is like, do you think by the time the trial comes around, everybody's still going to be as interested? Like, it'll get as many eyes, or do you think that
I mean, dude, Jimmy Dore just did a great video. His lawyers are already have connections to the security company that was guarding Charlie Kirk. Like, this is such a patsy setup. Yeah.
What's the connection? Do you remember?
No, you gotta look it up. Look up.
That's wild.
Jimmy Dore, whatever is Tyler Robinson lawyers.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on a second. All right, let me just type that. Well, how long ago was that? Was that recently?
Yeah. Johnny, look at this.
That guy does so much work, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's so.
Oh, here it is, right here. I found it.
Hold on, real quick before you do that, guy. It's like, dude, it's so lazy just to think it might be Israel. I mean, like, dude, why would Israel assassinate anybody? Look at this list of Israeli assassins. 1950, 1960s.
It's not up, Sam. Okay.
Is it there?
Yeah.
Okay, look at this. Why would you ever think it was Israel? It's so ridiculous, dude. So stupid. 1950s, 1960s, 1970s. 1980s, 1990s. Look at that. 2000s. Look how long.
2000s have been really good.
If you'd like to hear the rest of this episode, subscribe to Broken Simulation in your podcasting app or check us out at youtube.com/Sam Tripoli.
We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Tinfoil hat.